It's Erica from the south side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Nightcap with Erica. What's going on? It's Friday, right? We've had a long ass week, but we're here. And I hope you all are ready to have a good time and have a drink, have a nice nightcap with me. As you know, I started this show just to give us something fun and cool to do, to hang out, laugh, to not think about all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world, and just have a good ass time. So I hope you all have your nightcaps. You can have a drink with me. If you're watching now, in the comments, make sure you say hello to me. Let me know where you are, what you're doing. I want to know what you're sipping on. As usual, I'm sipping on a Creative Click cocktail. You know, this company is owned by a young Black woman on the south side of Chicago, and she will mix your drinks up for you, baby, and drop them off at your house. Now, what I didn't know is that this big thing is not really supposed to be, drank in one sitting. I didn't know that. I'm supposed to be pouring it in a cup and sipping on it like I'm sophisticated, but I haven't been doing that. I've been drinking it straight out of this with a straw, and I'm going to continue to do that. So let me know what you're sipping on and what you're drinking. Also, do me a favor. Make sure you like my show and forward it on, share with your friends so they can enjoy and can watch too. We got a good show tonight, y'all. I'm very excited about it because, as many of you all know, the Clark Sister movie is going to be premiering tomorrow, right? On Lifetime. And we have been waiting for this movie for a long time. The Clark Sisters are Black royalty. They are gospel royalty. And it's about time that somebody puts their life story on the screen. And last night we had the writer, one of the co-writers of the film on my show, but we had some technical difficulties. But tonight I am just so happy to say that my friend who is the director of the movie, Christine Swanson, is here. And she's going to speak to us about everything, about her creative process, about the movie, all the little bells and whistles that's going to make this project really cool and amazing. And she's a Midwest girl. She's from Detroit. So those of you all that are in Detroit and Chicago, you definitely need to be watching. But one thing I also want to talk to her about is the creative process that directors go through, because so many actors are struggling and feeling insecure about their skills. Now, this is the thing. This is the secret. And I mentioned this on Facebook earlier. I actually auditioned to be a part of this movie. Like every Black actress in the world wanted to be in this film. Even the skinny girls was trying to be a Clark sister, right? Everybody wanted to be in this movie. I auditioned. I really wanted to play Twinkie, but I would have just taken anything, really. But I wanted to be her, and I auditioned, and I did not get the role. And people thought like, oh, you should feel discouraged. And I'm like, no, like, first of all, just getting in the room and being invited to audition for something and being seen by somebody, especially a director at Christine's level, is a blessing, whether you get the role or not. But I want to talk to her about that. So maybe, hopefully she can say some encouraging things to help some of the actors that are really struggling with that. Before I bring Christine up, keep watching. I want to let you all know I am going to be doing a giveaway today, and I'll tell you how you can win it. This wonderful brand, Nick and Bella, sent me some really fly bracelets. Can you all see this? They're a Chicago-based company. They come in this really cool packaging. Can you see? Nick and Bella, they're fly. It's woman-owned by a mom, a wife, and she makes these by hand. And they're gorgeous. And you all will have a chance to win one. Keep watching the show and I'll tell you how. Before I bring Christine up, I want you all to take a look at this. Give me a second. I got to queue up my stuff here and make sure I'm careful. All right, watch this.
2, 3, and you didn't just sell your songs. You sold your sister's future.
Okay, that was just a quick little sneak peek at what we're going to see tomorrow on Lifetime at 8 p.m., 7 Central. The director is here. Give it up for Christine Swanson. You there, Christine? Y'all, if I have technical difficulties today from LA, I'm so sad. Are you there?
I'm here. Yes, yes, hey, I'm here.
How are you, Christine?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you.
How are you feeling? The big premiere is tomorrow. You know, y'all, it's something about me and my LA folks.
It's a year ago.
Okay.
So there's, you know, you kind of like the anticipation of it is gone. So now.
Oh no.
I'm excited for you to watch it.
I'm very excited to watch it. And Christine, it's still going in and out a bit. I don't know. Do you have anything else open on your browser? If you do, you may have to close it.
I'm closing that.
Yeah, you might have to close everything. StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing is crazy.
Okay.
Okay, that is better. So yeah, I think most people are very excited to see this movie. Many people, of course, love the Clark sisters. But it's not every day that a group, even of their magnitude, gets a biopic made about them. How and when did you get pulled into the process?
Okay, so I interviewed for it. I'm thinking they interviewed other people. I only know of one other person personally that they interviewed, but you know, they just interviewed directors. And when it was brought to me, you know, honestly, like I had done a lot of TV movies, and I was actually working on an episode of Chicago PD when I was interviewing for this movie, and I was on the path of doing TV.
Uh-oh. Y'all bear with us. You know, I love you all. It's something about LA, man. I'm telling you. Everybody I have come on from LA.
Let me close one more thing. When it was the Clark sisters story, I was like, oh my goodness, these are legends from Detroit.
Yes.
I'm a wannabe legend from Detroit.
You are.
I felt like I felt like I have to do this movie. So I just took it upon myself as an act of service to do their movie so that I can make sure that it was properly honored in the way that they deserved.
Because, you know, of course I love Lifetime. I watch Lifetime movies all the time. Like I'm addicted. But there have been a couple that they've done that people didn't necessarily feel that comfortable with or confident with because they didn't feel like it was done right. But I know that you really wanted to do this right, even with the fact that you only cast singers and not just a sangers that could throw down and blow for these roles. And you were very strategic with making sure that the women that got the roles actually looked like the Clark sisters.
Right.
And why was that important to you? Because so you see, even recently with films like the Madam C.J. Walker story and other things where producers take creative license that then sometimes the audience does not agree with. But you wanted to really make sure. Do you think it was because you're from Detroit and you know how important that is that you did it? Or do you put that in every project that you do?
Well, I think it's the latter for sure. But it was, I guess, is how you choose to be authentic. I honestly, like, I didn't know that there was that much wiggle room for authenticity, but
it is.
So okay, listen, the Clark sisters are living. Madam C.J. Walker's dead.
Yeah.
You know, Martin Luther King is dead. So, you know, perhaps there, you can take creative license in a daring way that I just didn't feel like I had the wiggle room to do, because they actually showed up on set, the Clark sisters.
Wow.
You know? And we're doing a movie that depicts their mother. So it's like, I don't want to go down as the people that the Clark sisters hate. That's not their story. So
Right.
we start with authentic. We start with excellence. We start with creating a sound that properly honors the music contributions that they made to all genres of music that mimic them. So, you know, it was a big charge, and fortunately, I had great teammates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had Donald Lawrence in the wing. Like if I'm Michael Jordan, he was Scottie Pippen, right? Okay. And then there's Anjanou Ellis playing Maddox Moss-Clark. So
my goodness,
reverse that. Maybe I'm Scottie Pippen. She's Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah, she's brilliant.
So we had to approach it from a teamwork perspective. And once the music was right, and I insisted on hiring real singers. Sorry, Erica. So
I know. Listen, I don't know if you remember or not, but I think you were in town directing PD.
I know.
And you called me and said, Erica, I'm gonna treat you to dinner at a movie. And I was like, that's that NBC Dick Wolf money talking. Hell
right.
So we went to dinner and saw a movie, and we just in casual conversation, you had mentioned, you're like, I may be directing the Clark sister project. And I was like, wait, the biopic? Wait a minute. I want to be in that. And you were like, okay, well, we'll make sure you submit and put your stuff in. And we are friends, but I also respect you in what you do. So I don't overstep boundaries. So I was like, let me just chill. But you did let me audition. This is funny. I was going to play, just for jokes at myself, I was going to play people my singing audition so they could really see why.
You sing, Erica? Do you sing?
Girl, you know I don't sing. That's why
I just kept saying, like,
you kept telling me that, like, I really want singers, Erica. And I was like, I can lip sync, baby, like nobody's business. I can lip sync like Janet and Ashanti.
Right.
I can sing.
And like, I just had a vision for this story that included like real singers. And like, once my mind is made up on doing something that is like, hasn't been done before, I was like, Erica, it's not going to work. Okay.
Right.
But here, let me treat you to dinner and let's go see a movie. What movie did we see? What movie was it?
We went to see your friend Denzel's son. We went to see his film.
It's like something in Monsters.
Something in Monsters.
Yeah,
and we
John David. John
Yes. And we had a good time. And that's why I really think it's important for actors to know, don't take this stuff so personally. This is business. And you can be somebody's friend. They can love you to death. That doesn't mean that they can put you in a project if they're not right for the role, especially somebody like you that really is into the craft. Some directors are they're just saying they're directors and doing whatever, but you're serious. So no, so what should an actor do though? When they really want a part and they go out for it and don't get it? Did they fuck up? Were they just horrible? Did the director? Can you be really good and still not get it?
Yes.
Okay. You hear that, actors? Y'all listen, because there are a lot of actors are on this thread.
I mean, case in point, like there are a lot of actresses who auditioned for the role of Dorinda and the role of Karen.
Woo!
Good actresses, great actresses. I had already decided, like I'm going for the singers. And I could not look away from Kiera Shear and Shalea Frazier, because I felt like I can create magic with these with these elements. So it doesn't even have to do with the person of them. That wasn't it. I was taking pieces and ingredients and like stirring something up to create something new and unheard of and unseen. So I was taking chances, and it's just, I wasn't looking this way.
Right.
So you can be the actor who walks this way. I'm like, I'm not checking for you. Like it's, it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
So don't
so
take
many actors take it personally. I think though too, because I am a director and a behind the scenes person, I know that there have been times I've worked on projects and there was an actor or actress that was remarkable and they were amazing, but they were just not what we wanted for this particular project for various reasons. So I'm just like, I don't take it personally. It's their project, not mine. If they give me the opportunity, fine. If not, you keep it moving. Because there are people that didn't hire me one time, and then another time they do. So I think this is really important that actors, you all know that. Go in and do your best. And just because they say no doesn't mean no forever. It may just mean not this time. And also there are times when people come in and just are a horrible mess and they're not going to get the role. And it is what it is.
I mean, if I can give any tips to people.
Yes, please.
What I love is like, I love when people audition and they just put a little twist to the character. Mm-hmm. And even if they're a little bit off page, not in terms of lines, but in terms of tonality, because like now you're doing something surprising. And I'm like, and then I'm curious. I'm like, okay, he's taking a risk here. See, if I can tell that you're taking a risk, I'm going to lean in. I want to know. I want to know where this is going. Now you got my attention.
Yes.
You can stay in that space and own it. Like, I just feel like you just showed up a little bit more strongly than somebody who just stuck to the script. And I'm not saying go off script or whatever. I'm saying bring something that makes me go like this, and then you might have let's at least get my attention, because now I might be like, I like what you're doing there. Okay. So this time, let me see it, stick to the script character a little bit more, but let me see you do it this way. So now I want to kick the tires and play with you and see what else you can do. So be daring, be unafraid, and be unapologetic.
Wow.
You're going to play it safe. And this is what I say every time I talk about filmmaking and this process. Go hard or go home.
Got it.
And if I see you going hard, I'm going to pay attention, because I'm wired like that. I'm paying attention.
Yes. No, you definitely go hard. And I'm going to go on the record saying this, and I hope you all let me know tomorrow after you watch the movie if I was correct. I think this is going to be the best biographical movie that Lifetime has ever had, by far. Just listen, and that's not because I know you're my friend. I'm telling you, from the clips that are online, you see the way they're circulating. Your clips are already going viral. The scene where she confronts Twinkie for selling all the royalties and stuff to her music, and she lets her, I see the body of a woman, but you got the mind of a child, baby. That thing has gone viral. People are sharing it around. Even the lighting choices you made. I don't know who your DP was, but
my Canadian DP.
Wow.
But we talked extensively about the tonality and the colors and the feeling that I wanted to create in this story. So it was very textured on purpose. It was very nuanced on purpose. The wardrobe that was done by a Canadian woman named Julia Patkos. She's like this Hungarian woman who lives in Montreal, who came to Toronto and somehow landed this job. She was like, I can't believe you hired me to do the costuming for Black gospel goddesses, But the thing is, like, this is like when I'm in work mode, and you see me, like I'm like, I can feel, like I'm a feeling type of director. I can feel if you have it for this. And I don't care what, she was skinny white lady, and I'm looking at her like, I feel something.
Yeah, the costuming looks beautiful. And I have to tell you, Christine, one thing that I was worried about, and I think I remember even texting this to you, please make sure you get real plus size girls to be in this movie and not size 6s and 8s that they pad to pretend. Even though I know Dorinda was a lot smaller, but even that, because women are more than, it's the size of the body, it's the presence, it's everything. And you nailed it.
Early on, before I was gonna go all singers, I was gonna pad an actress, so I apologize.
You can't pad them.
I'm apologizing. I'm like, I get it. I understand it now. And having worked with heavy set women who are just magnificent in their presence, it is like, you know, it's a character trait that we should not diminish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No, listen, I'm always learning some new things myself. And it was, I always walk away from a project like more informed, smarter, wiser, and definitely more humble.
Wow.
So there's a lot that I took away from having worked on this that I didn't come into this job with. That's
amazing. And that's great that somebody at your level will even say that they're still in many ways, a student of the craft.
Right.
I think, I'm wondering though, are biopics becoming your thing? Because you did the same with the Mickey Howard story. That was like TV1's highest rated film ever. Right. And it was different there. I think you bring an authenticity and a true level of art to the things that you're doing. Maybe it's that NYU running in your blood where you went to film school there. But it's not like you just get a script like, oh, it's just a little TV movie, let me do whatever. You actually are putting the work and the creativity and artistry in it as if it's going to be a feature film in theaters and an Oscar contender. And I'm telling you, the lead that's playing the mom, Anjanae, I don't want to say her name wrong.
Ingenue Ellis.
Ingenue Ellis is going to win awards from this movie. She kills it. Please give her my love. She is a brilliant actress. This is her time. And I know she was in When They See Us, and when she was in some other things where maybe she hasn't gotten her just due, but I feel like she's stepping into her moment. This was the perfect.
I got to see Ingenue Ellis transform into Maddie Moss Clark, and I was like every day like this. And in many ways, I just felt it was my obligation to protect her and give her the space to flex and do what she needed to do to do what she was doing in terms of the work that she was bringing. Like it's like I said in a newspaper article, like, if I am Martin Scorsese, Ingenue Ellis was my Robert De Niro.
Wow.
But I also said, they didn't put this part, if I'm a Spike Lee, Ingenue Ellis was my Denzel Washington, you know? So it's
wow.
But and I hate that we always have to refer to such working partnerships in the male language.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But let's start our own partnerships,
right?
And say, like, if I am Christine Swanson and she was my Ingenue Ellis,
right? Absolutely. And let me ask you, you also are directing television series.
Mm-hmm.
What is the process? How is the process different for you with preparing even the TV format, a television film, versus directing an episodic?
Well, you know, like every creative head in the Clark Sisters movie, I hired. I interviewed, you know, everybody, for costume designer, production designer, cinematographer, even the sound guy. All these people I hired, and I hired them with a certain criteria in terms of the way that I was going to shape this movie. Did they meet that for me? So I'm bringing in and building my team.
Wow.
So they are answering to me. Like every creative step that they take, they run it by me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in collaboration, create the final product that takes a team to build. Okay. Television, I come to a show, everything's already set, including the actors. In a movie, I'm hiring every one of the actors. I'm choosing them, again, to fit the vision that I have.
Uh-oh. It stopped for a minute. You still there, Christine? Oh boy. Just when it was getting good, man. I'm telling you.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Okay, it's on my end, it froze, but keep going.
Okay, so TV is really a matter. Okay, I say like this: filmmaking is a director's medium. Television is a writer's medium. And theater.
She's coming back. She's coming back. Don't go nowhere, y'all. This is getting good. Oh no! I'm telling y'all, it's something about it. LA.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So you, as a director on television, you have to shoot and block all these pages and get it done so that they can move on to the next episode, and they bring in the next director. So there's no continuity in terms of directing. There's continuity in terms of the writing. So that's the major difference. Like I'm interpreting someone else's story, whereas in filmmaking, I am the story creator. Wow. Even if I didn't write it, like now I'm taking what's written and now I'm making it.
Oh boy. Don't leave, y'all. Don't leave. Oh goodness.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
you hear me?
You might have to close. If you have any other things open, you might have to close them out. Is anything else open?
I think I closed everything.
Okay.
I think we're good. So.
Okay. Somebody typed in, because it froze when you were saying that theater is a certain person's
It's the medium.
It's the what medium?
Actors medium.
Actors medium. Got it. Yes.
Because
hold tight.
Okay, TV is a writer's medium, because everything is predicated on the scripts that are coming out like weekly, if not daily, right? Whereas on stage, you have this script, that's the Bible. They go by one script, really, you know? And in filmmaking, it's a director's medium, because you take what's written and you add all the components that I mentioned in terms of cinematography, production design, and you create a story for now, the one story for now, as opposed to, you do build a world in television and then you create it for the series. But you see the difference?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You all, even though Christine is directing major films and television shows, every now and then she will do a smaller project if she feels very passionate about it. And she did that with a film called Black Korea, which is where she and I met, because I was one of the stars of this movie. I'm going to show you all a quick clip of Black Korea. Check it out.
Listen, mama. Don't listen to this bitch.
Have you lost your damn mind?
No. It's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth.
What has gotten into you?
Hold up. I don't know who you think you're talking to right now, but at this situation, this is me and my family.
It's a disgrace the way you handled that girl. Now I know I done raised you better than that to put your...
I love that.
Cut it off right before I start going off.
No, you did such a good job. I mean,
that was tough for me, because for one,
right, I get it. You're a comedian.
I'm a comedian, and we're playing this dramatic role. I'm also playing a woman, probably, I don't know, it's about 15 or so years older than what I am now. So I was playing a grandmother in the movie. And Jason Weaver, the original voice of the Lion King from the soundtrack, played my son. And he and I are the same age, so we were laughing about it. But you were so supportive to me on set. And honestly, you really showed me what a real director is supposed to do.
Okay.
We had a tough moment on there where I wasn't really delivering, and you gave me my time. But then you also encouraged me. Some people will, they'll make you feel like you're basically fucking up their movie. But you were like, I'm going to give you time. This is what you need. And you imparted words in me. And then the scene, I killed it. And there are other directors that would have handled it very differently. What motivates you to be that way with dealing with actors?
Well, it's like, if I don't have actors, I don't have a movie. Like, it's like you're a vital part of the storytelling process. And there has to be a level of comfort that you feel in order to access your tools. And if you don't have that, and I know, I remember, now it's coming back. There are so many distractions. I remember on the show.
Yes, we had a lot of distractions.
And like we had kids, and and I mean, we had like a fledgling crew, like, you know what I mean? So it was flying everywhere. And like, no, I remember now. And it's hard to, like, you have to grab the space so you can go into your character.
Yes.
And you did that, and respectfully, you were like, you know what? I know what you want. Give me a minute. Let me go work on something. And you came back, and it was like, whoa. So sometimes my job is to just give you that minute.
Yes.
You know? So it's not even rocket science. It's almost like directing 101. You have to protect the actors.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. And as an actor, you have to know how to articulate what you need.
And yes, I think that's why it's really important for actors to even maybe take a directing class or step into that mode sometimes, so then you understand the best way to tell a director what it is that you need. And a lot of directors are so intimidating. Even you are a very intimidating person. You're a sweetie pie. But if you expect actors to come on their A game, you don't take no shit, Christine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because you want the project to be brilliant and beautiful. Mm-hmm. So people got to come ready to work and be ready, off book, not coming needing 15 hours of rehearsal. You expect us to have already done our work. And a lot of actors I don't think they know that, especially when they haven't done high level professional projects. They're thinking, oh, we're going to have a rehearsal and kick it. And it's like, no, baby, I need you to come in here with it already worked out as far as what you think it needs. And so the director can now mold it and shift things.
And in between stuff, it's like, I need you to be thinking about the work you're about to do next.
Yes.
You know, so it's and listen, time is money on production. Okay. So if what happens is, you know, I can give you 15 minutes to get together because I'm not messing up on other areas where it's taking more time. But if everything didn't come into place and we were getting shut down in 20 minutes, I can't give you 15 minutes.
Right.
And I have to be the one to let you know that. So sometimes, you know, I think, you know, maybe I can work on the softness of it, but you know, in real life, I'm soft and sweet.
You're very sweet. Yes.
But it's like, if we go over budget, I don't work.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's really about, listen, we have to win as a team, but I have to also be aware of what we cannot do so we can get to what we need to do.
Wow. So Christine, what is next for you? Now this movie premieres tomorrow night. Everybody, again, you better tune in to Lifetime tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, and see the premiere of the biopic for the Clark sisters.
Yeah. I thought that you were done. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No. I have, as you know, I have a plethora of scripts that I'm finally jumping into.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like this is a major shift that's happening in the world. And like, honestly, like a month ago, we weren't sitting around thinking like, are we going to be alive a month after today? You know what I
Right.
mean? So, it's really like the skill set and the tools that I got from just having done this movie is now time to parlay into what Christine Swanson does best. And that's telling unique stories from a original voice and putting together projects that move people and that affect people in ways that they are talking about on social media now. It's like they did with Mickey Howard. And all we're gonna do with Clark Sisters. That's just the type of filmmaker that I am. I create content that I think speaks to people in ways that they want to be spoken to, and in ways that push them, that in ways that they're surprised to be pushed, but glad they were.
Right. Wow. Well, Christine, I'm so happy you came to speak with me today, and I'm excited about this project and others. We've talked extensively about some of the other things that you want to do, I know, and I'm hoping you're going to keep your promise and come back to Chicago and shoot one of your feature films.
You know, it's a possibility. So we should talk when it happens. I'll let you know. But I do feel like there's a story that one project in particular, it's originally written to take place in New York, but since I spent all that time in Chicago and I did Chicago PD, I really got to scout it and fall in love with it in a way that could service this story. But let's just see. Let's just see. Okay.
Yes. And is your husband from Chicago?
Michael Swanson, my husband of almost 28 years. We've been together almost 30 years. So he is from the south side of Chicago, 79th and Damon.
Yes. Your husband is one of our major success stories from Chicago that made it entertainment. You know, he's for you all that don't know, her husband is a VP over at NBC Universal, and that is major.
Senior VP at NBC Universal.
That's right. You better correct me. Senior VP at NBC Universal, and that is huge to be a man from Chicago that has gone on to do that. And that's awesome.
No, he's the real deal. He's he's smart. He's talented. He's a great husband. He's a great father, and he has been like the wind beneath my wings in terms of being a filmmaker from the very moment I decided to be a filmmaker.
Wow.
We've been together that long.
That long. Oh my goodness. And you know, so many women, and we'll have to have you come back another day and talk about that. But so many women, especially that want to get into this line of work, don't necessarily have partners or family that will support their dreams. It's a lofty dream to say, I'm going to be a film director. I think people are a lot more understanding now. But, you know, most of the young people I know even today that are saying, I'm telling my parents I want to make film. They're like, no, go get a real job. Well, we definitely can see from the work of Christine Swanson that directing is a real job and then some.
It's a real passion too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm going to put the flyer up, you all, so you all can see it. The Clark Sisters, First Lady of Soul, directed by the wonderful Christine Swanson, executive produced by Queen Latifah, Mary J. Blige, and Missy Elliott. And it's on Lifetime. You guys, please watch this film tomorrow. Support it. Black women are all throughout this behind the scenes. As we know, Christine is a director. My friend Sylvia Jones that came on yesterday, that's from the South Side of Chicago.
Yeah, and the writing team included Sylvia Jones and Camille Tucker.
Yes.
And like the whole tapestry of the people behind it were Black women, and Donald Lawrence and a producer Ronnie Petrie. So it was like a village. It was a village. It took a village.
Wow. Well, Christine, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. I once again will go on the record saying I think this is going to be the best film that Lifetime has ever put out. The ratings are going to be crazy.
Are you clairvoyant?
I am. You know, I'm a Pisces, so I feel things. I'm telling you, baby, I feel it.
All right.
Any work of yours, it wouldn't surprise me. And because of you, you know, I won a Best Actress award in drama at a film festival here in Chicago for Black Korea. So
that's you, but good job. Good job.
Thank you. All right, guys, please make sure you check the movie out tomorrow. And Christine, I adore you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being one of the women that's really leading the charge to create beautiful work in Hollywood and beyond. And I can't wait to see what you do next. And I'll probably text you next. I'm going to text you after I see this movie tomorrow. I know I'm going to be so excited. But yeah, thank you again for coming on. And actually, the doctors we have on next, I sent you to Quench Wellness when you were here to get an infusion.
That's so, girl, Dr. Renee.
Yes, because of Dr. Renee. Dr. Renee has been a big help with me producing my show. So what's up, Renee? I love you. Yes. Okay, Christine. Well, thank you, and we will see you again soon.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
Bye. Woo, listen. I need a drink after that. How often does an actor get to audition for a director and then have a conversation and find out why they didn't get a role, right? You don't get that kind of insight one-on-one normally. So that right there was a blessing. And once again, for all of you creators out there that are just like me, don't take it so seriously. Directors have a vision, producers have a vision, writers have a vision. And just because you're not a part of that vision right then and right there doesn't mean that there is not going to be something for you in the future. So we're going to watch that movie tomorrow and we're going to have a good time. Then we're going to come here on my show and we're going to talk about it because I can't wait. I forgot to toast Christine. She probably, I don't know if she was drinking anything or not, but I didn't get a chance to toast her. So guys, this episode today is about directors. If you saw my write-up on Facebook, a director is a woman that's in charge, that's managing groups of people, that's leading the path towards excellence and success. With Christine, she's directing movies. But the next two women that I have coming up are directing all of us to get healthy and take better care of ourselves, and to put our wellness first. And if we can know anything now with what's going on in this world today, many of us are not putting ourselves first. Before I bring them up, I want to show you this.
Welcome to Quench Wellness, located on 1319 South Michigan. We are the South Loop's premier preventative and proactive wellness center, and we are your co-founders. I'm Dr. Chantale.
And I'm Dr. Gameli.
We welcome you into our space.
Wellness literally comes from the concept of replenishing our clients, whether it's your hydration, your nutrient deficiencies, or hormone.
That was just a quick clip. First of all, they are so beautiful and radiant. And the fact that they are two young African-American doctors here in Chicago that still have their practice at hospitals and medical centers in the city, decided to take it upon themselves to open a medical facility in Chicago that would really focus on our wellness. I just think it's brilliant. I call them Dr. C and Dr. G. Let me bring them up. Hey, ladies.
Hi.
What's up? How are you all?
Good.
How y'all doing?
Doing good.
I'm good. I'm gonna change my screen up here a little bit so I can get a better. Yeah. Woo!
Okay.
I be producing, baby. So how are you all doing, and how are you all handling like what's going on right now in the state of the world with like the coronavirus and everything? Like, how is it affecting work? How is it affecting your well-being?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a period of time where we have to be really grounded and focused.
Yeah.
Especially since information is changing. I mean, hour by hour, we're hearing something new. And so you're rapidly trying to absorb as much as possible to treat the patients that you're seeing. And you're trying to do it in a very empathetic way. And recognizing that it's just really tough for these patients right now. They don't have access to their families. They're scared. It's this whole set of unknown. So more than anything, I just remind myself every day that we're a community and we're doing this together, and we have to stand by each other together. And so once I put that at that focus, it makes everything so much easier to deal with, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about both of you all the other day because I was on the phone with a friend and they were like, "Oh, you got to take your vitamin C. You got to get your vitamins. You got to do this." And I was like, "Oh, you know what? Let me call up my girls at QUENCH and see if I can go get an infusion." And it was like, you can't go get a damn infusion because everything in the world is shut down. But I thought about how perfect your business really is for right now with what we're going through. But unfortunately, everybody's quarantined and can't go out. Did you, Dr. G, when you all were coming up with the concept for this, did you kind of know that we were coming to the times where we were going to really need to be quenched and have that kind of wellness where we're infusing vitamins and putting good things in our body so that we can handle viruses like this?
Exactly. I mean, as health professionals, we come in contact with germs and viruses all the time, and we know how important our immune system is.
Yeah.
So even though we focus on a lot of different aspects of wellness at QUENCH, immunity has always been a priority for us, not only with vitamin C, but we also offer glutathione, which is great to support your immune system, zinc, which is also amazing to really boost your own natural fighter cells.
Yeah. So tell me more about QUENCH. I know all about QUENCH, but I want people to understand exactly the kind of things that you all have going on over there. Many people probably know about the vitamin booster shots that you give, and then the infusions. Actually, talk a little bit about all of the services you provide, and then let's get into the infusions first in more detail.
So in case your followers don't know, I'm an internal medicine doctor by trade, and Dr. G there is the emergency medicine doctor by trade. So you're absolutely correct. We're in the forefront of this whole coronavirus thing, and we practice traditional medicine. But despite that and all that we see in traditional medicine, we realize there's a gaping void when it comes to healthcare. We're really good at taking care of people when they're really, really sick. But what about preventing them from getting sick to begin with? Like, where's the piece? Where's the education piece? And I think now more than ever, it really hits home how important it is to take care of yourself and your self-care and making sure that your body is already built up to begin with, so that in case you encounter any viruses, bacteria, whatever, you just knock it off really quickly because your immunity is just that strong.
Right.
So that's why we started QUENCH. Just simply this time speaks to why we started QUENCH. Making sure we fill that gaping void, reminding people of their self-care and their maintenance, and finding different ways to bring awareness to that. And so the vitamin shots are just one way in which we do it. The vitamin infusions are another way. In terms of our vitamin shots, main ones that everyone is very familiar with is the B12 shot, the one that gives you energy and helps with metabolism. And I can think of plenty of people that could benefit from that simply because of the deficits that are in our diet. Not getting enough of it in our diet, you need that boost of energy to kind of get you up and going. We also have lean B shots that give you the energy, but it also helps to lean down the midsection. Everybody wants a summer body, right? So there you go. The lean B shot. And that's just to name our top items. Of course, there's glutathione and vitamin C. In case you want a mega boost of vitamins, we have a collection of vitamin infusions that are available for people, from beauty blend for hair, skin, and nails to a performance lines, even to the immunity blend, which is very, very popular right now, which has your vitamin C and your zinc available to people to give them the mega boost that their immunity needs.
So after we opened our doors in July of 2018, we started with the infusions and the injections. We realized that there was also a need for helping women who were going through symptoms of menopause and hormone imbalance. We just kept getting woman after woman who was complaining of not feeling like herself and really wanting to age healthier and age happier. And so, usually as your hormones decline, you just kind of have to deal with it, but that's not the case. So we're able to help women not only feel better, but optimizing their hormones helps with things like heart disease and bone fractures, so you feel good, but you're also going to be aging healthier as well. And good news too, this is available for the men. So it's not just women who can get their hormones balanced. We do have plenty of male clients as well. And then also just extending to intimacy and wellness, we also decided to incorporate vaginal laser therapy into our practice too. Again, things like childbirth and aging can really take a toll on intimate health. And so our laser allows women to have that vaginal area be tighter, be wetter, all the things that the vagina is supposed to do.
Let me say something, Dr. G, my audience is very ratchet and raunchy, right?
Okay.
So we've had some things on this show. I'm gonna send you all some links.
Okay.
Actually, tomorrow we have Dr. Pierre Johnson. You all might know him. He's a gynecologist, and he's coming on tomorrow to tell women the proper way to squirt. So that lets you know how real. She's like, okay, yes, and he's a medical doctor.
Yes, it is.
So the vaginal tightening is something the laser treatments, everybody, the first thing that people have been hitting me about when they knew you were going to be on the show is they want to know about that. So feel free to expound upon that as much as possible.
Yeah, so just like how lasers are safe and known to help to resurface your skin, right? It helps your skin be younger and plumper and firmer. Is the same thing that's happening, the same technology that's happening in the vaginal area as well. So it really is revitalizing, right, that tissue and helping and encouraging new fresh cells that otherwise would not have been laid down. And so typically, our clients are doing 3 sessions about 6 weeks apart. They notice more than 60% improvement after the first one, and then about 80%, and then 90%. Women are able to wear thongs again. They're able to, not have painful intercourse, not have to put a pillow over their head. Their partner thinks they're enjoying it, but really they're just having painful intercourse, right? So all of those really helped with this laser.
Wow. So let me ask you though, can a woman like me that hasn't had children, and might be kind of nice and firm down there, but want to enhance things, is that for me too, or is it more so for women that have had children and I don't want to say extensive wear and tear down there, but it's been working and maybe working over time and it needs a little refresher. Who benefits the most from that kind of procedure?
Yeah, there's 3 sets of women that would benefit the most from it. So we have our subset of women where when they jump, squat, sneeze, laugh, they leak urine. And that's real. They say 80% of women experience it. We just don't talk about it. So it's for those women for sure. It's also for the women that you mentioned, that have had childbirth or have a lot of pressure on their midsection such that they have a lot of looseness and weakness of their pelvic floor. So it's for those set of women. But then it's also for women that are just dealing with vaginal laxity, like it's looser than they would like it to be, or if it's even drier than they would like it to be, right? And that's a personal preference. Everybody can speak to that for themselves. This laser is for that too. I mean, it enhances lubrication and tightens it up, and it's great for both subsets, the partners.
Wow.
I really like it too.
I'm going to tell you this one story. So
please.
One client that came in and we did her laser for her, and she left and she came back 6 weeks later to do her second procedure. She brought her husband.
With her husband.
Her husband said, "Listen, I have to meet the doctors that changed our intimate life. I have to know who these doctors are."
Oh my God! Are you serious?
Yeah,
serious. Real story.
Wow. So not only are you giving us vitamins and infusions, but you are saving coochies one laser at a time. Oh my goodness. I think it's awesome because sexual health is a real thing, and it's more than just whether you have an infection or a disease or a functioning down there. When you're feeling good and can feel good, life is grand, and it really can mess with your mental state if things aren't where you want them to be. And I'm just so happy that there are women like you that have a spa like this, that they can come and talk to you. Let me tell you about these doctors. You would get the real deal sister friend conversation when you go to Quench Wellness. They have private offices there where you can go in there and talk to them if you're having some issues or want to really get real about what's going on, so you don't have to hold back. And I know Quench Wellness is for everybody. It's in South Loop. Their clientele is extremely diverse, but I must say, when you walk in somewhere, and it's beautiful, but when you walk in and you see 2 Black women there that have founded something, they're the owners of it, and they're there. It's not that their name is just placarded up and they go away. If you want to speak to them and have a consultation with them, they're always there. And I can just say, for me, it feels good to see women like you doing this, so that you know where these women are coming from. You understand, and I think that's so important. But how do you start that process? Is it something that they have to be referred by their general practitioner first, and then or can they just call you up?
Yeah, you can just call our practice. Our website is quenchwellness.com, has all the information on there. We urge our future clients to go ahead and fill out the wellness assessment that first pops up, just so we can get to know a little bit more about you. And then you can book your appointment. We always encourage our clients. We know we have a lot of different services, and when it comes to wellness, sometimes people don't know how to navigate that. And so we always urge to just book a new client appointment and then just come in and we'll chat and we'll figure out what your needs are and how we can help you.
Absolutely. I can't wait for this all to be over, because you all are you seeing clients now at all at Quench?
So fortunately, we are an essential business, because we're not really a spa, we're more a medical practice.
Okay.
And so we are seeing clients, but by appointment only, and we're following all COVID precautions. So everyone has to wash their hands when they first come in. We're wearing our gloves and our masks, just to make sure that we keep everyone safe.
Oh, wow.
After every client. Yep. Because we know how important immunity is,
Oh my goodness.
Especially in these times. And so we're just fortunate that we're considered an essential business and still able to offer our services.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I could have come. I could have called you all. So everybody listen, if you are not feeling like yourself, or even just want a boost of immunity while all this is going on, you see the number scrolling below. Trust me on this. You have to go visit Quench Wellness and get an infusion. And what's the one that I was getting?
Were you getting a boss blend? Because you are a boss. Was it the boss?
I'm a boss. Their infusions have all these really cool names. And if you're dealing with hair and nail issues, there's one for that. If you're jet lagged or tired from travel, there's one for that. If you just want to ultimately just feel good overall or have vibrant skin, they have a whole menu of infusions. It's so cute the way you all have it set up. But I think the one I was getting also included a vitamin B shot. It was a belly, but it was a
slim and trim. Slim and trim.
Slim and trim. Slim and trim. And we'll get into that a little in a second. But as far as the weight loss services you all provide as well. But the infusions are the bomb. I encourage you, for those of you all, especially if you are also an essential worker, all you nurses, doctors, firemen, police, those of you all that are still even working at grocery stores or restaurants, and you have to go to work every day, you want to make sure you build up your immune system. I'm telling you, this is not a commercial. These are, I don't have anybody on my show that I don't believe in. When I got my infusions at Quench, and even though they said maybe it would take up to 2 to 3 days for me to really feel it, I was feeling it like I was on cloud 9. And I was like, you don't even think about what you're lacking until you get it. And I was like, this is how I'm supposed to feel every day, like just on not on high, but on high. You know what I mean? Like just good. So the number scrolling below, quenchwellness.com is the website. You can follow them on Instagram at Quench South Loop. And I'm assuming, laser stuff on your coochie too is essential as well. So go ahead and get that coochie lasered up, ladies. And I know you. So let's talk about the weight loss services you provide.
Yes. So we have a comprehensive weight loss program, and we're fortunate to offer a nutritionist on board to our practice. That's our newest addition. I don't think I mentioned that to you, Erica, but we have a nutritionist now. So with our weight loss program, we have 2 different segments of the program where
Got somebody calling right now to get
Oh my God. Sorry.
No, please.
So we have 2 segments of the program, our weight loss program. We have one that is filled with supplements to help people along their way. It's a low carb, high protein supplement. We kind of guide you through the process of your weight loss. We set the goals with you and we intervally hit those goals with you with a health coach. So that's one subset that we do it. But there's also an integrated subset that involves a holistic health coach that looks at your diet. And they help eliminate any inflammatory conditions or inflammatory meal supplements or inflammatory foods that you have in your diet. Take a keen eye to any food sensitivities that you have going on. They want to incorporate options in your diet that are going to repair your gut. And so we're kind of going through that with you, and then even figuring out what a grocery list looks like for you, guiding you through the grocery store, figuring out how much of which foods you should be eating every day, very down to earth and real elements, and then keeping you accountable, which is the most important part, I feel like, when it comes to weight loss. You know, calling you, texting you, hey, don't succumb to that. Don't eat those French fries. Go ahead and pick up those stairs. So really, really great in that aspect in terms of meeting those goals for you.
That's awesome. So, I mean, you are a one-stop shop, and I understand why you definitely are considered an essential place of business, because all the things that you're doing, people can come to you and leave out feeling better about themselves, being in a better health condition. And we all need that right now. I want to make sure I share with people that you all are having a virtual open house that's coming up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we actually have plans to do this, you know, in person, but with everything that's going on, we still wanted to give our community the opportunity to learn a little bit more about us and our services. So all next week on Facebook, you can visit our page. Please make sure to like it.
Yes.
Just a second. And then you'll hear Dr. Chantale and I, you know, go through all of our different services a little bit more in detail. You get to see our beautiful space and learn more about us and how we can, you know, join you on your wellness journey.
Absolutely. Let me show you all this. For one, I don't know if this will work right now. There's your code.
Nice.
Girl, I'm producing here, man.
I love it.
I'm making it look nice. So that's the QR code. But I'm gonna show your this is the flyer that's for their event, the Health and Wellness Open House for Quench. As you can see, the space on the picture is absolutely beautiful. So starting on Monday, 4/13, you can tour the space. Let us know what else can they hope to see, and how will it benefit them to come to the virtual open house?
Yeah, so not only will you hear more about our services, but you'll also learn about how we really are trying to be a health hub for our community. So we offer virtual Zumba classes currently, and in our space too. So once we're able to lift this COVID ban, we're going to go back to hosting yoga and Zumba in the space. We were having Zumba sessions every Sunday, and we're also able to incorporate yoga too. And so we're working with our in-house resident artist. Her name is Gigi Tonye, and she has her dance group there. And so we love to incorporate that as well. You know, we're all about the community. You'll hear about some of our other events we've done, like wellness crawls, where we went to the surrounding South Loop businesses and allowed people to kind of get a taste of every business that was on our street on Michigan Avenue. We've also had sister circles where we've had women come together to discuss intimate issues, but being able to have that safe space to do that. So, you know, more than a medical practice, we really are aiming to be a wellness hub for our community. So you'll get to learn about all of that.
Absolutely. I don't know. Dr. C ended up disappearing for a second. Let me see if I can. Oh, there she goes. Let me bring her back in.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So everybody, once again, make sure you check out Quench Wellness. Even if you're afraid to go out right now, or you've decided to shelter in like me, I am a diabetic. And so going out and being of the world right now isn't probably the best situation for me. So I've been on quarantine since around March 14th. I canceled my birthday party I was having, and I went grocery shopping, got enough. and I have not been back out because I'm very nervous and concerned. And like I said, that's why I was thinking of you all recently. Maybe I will call you all and take the chance to come on down and get an infusion. But for the rest of you, if you are interested in it, please contact them. The number is 773-974-9481. Dr. C and Dr. G are two of the coolest people on the planet. They are really concerned about people's well-being and their health. It's not about selling you anything that you don't need. You come to them and they will guide you in the right direction, let you know what's right for you. So ladies, I thank you all so much. Let me show the flyer.
Thank you.
One more time. I'm going to put this up on all my social media. Once again, it's a spring reset health and wellness open house to Quench. And, you know, many of my followers are across the country, but a lot of them are women of color, and in particular, African-American women. It's very important that we support these women and what they're doing and keep their doors open. They are downtown in the South Loop, baby. So we need them there, and their clientele, once again, is so diverse that it's awesome to see marathon runners stopping by on their run to come, or after their run, to come and get an infusion. All the great, it's such a great community there that you all have at your place. So I love it. Anything else you all want to say before you go?
Thank you. I did want to leave some tidbits for your followers.
Yes.
Yes. So I know right now we're concerning ourselves a lot with immunity. And I know we also think it's important about our intimacy, but I thought there were some fun facts I wanted to share with your audience. So
Please.
There have been a couple of small case studies out there that talk about intimacy and immunity. And they found that individuals that have sex 2 to 3 times out of a week increase 30% of their IgA. And IgA is an antibody important for respiratory clearance and respiratory antibodies. So look at it this way: have sex 2 to 3 times out of the week, and you could be saving your own life.
Hey.
So that was number one I wanted to leave them with. The second thing is we underestimate the power of an orgasm. Orgasms, when you have a powerful one, releases prolactin, and prolactin is the hormone that gives you that sleepy feeling after an orgasm. It's the hormone that allows for you to get a nice, deep, concentrated sleep so you can rebuild your immunity the next day. So that's important too. So now you have a goal to aim for every week. Number 3.
Yes. I love this, doctor. I love this. Yes.
Number 3, sex in and of itself and intimacy is going to decrease your cortisol levels. And we all know cortisol is the thing we don't want, right? Cortisol is your stress hormone. It dampens your immune system. I don't know how many people out there can agree with me. When you're really stressed, that's when you're most susceptible to getting sick, right? And so the benefit of sex is it decreases your cortisol, therefore allowing your immunity to thrive. You make new cytokines, new white blood cells, and now new fighter cells. So it enhances your immunity. So these are 3 reasons for you really to try to gain intimacy during this time of quarantine. Really get to know yourself, get to know your partner.
Do all that work on your own too.
Yes, right. Hello. That's what I was gonna say. What about for those of us that are sheltering in place alone? Can I save my respiratory system by having
you boost your immunity? Everybody boosts their immunity.
Yes. So from now on, when people call me like, "Girl, what you doing?" I'm like, "Look, I just got finished boosting my immunity. I am the healthiest I've ever been. I'm about to go to sleep." So yes. Thank you for those tidbits. You need to make a whole flow chart on it. If you do this, that leads to that. Yeah, thank you. And let me tell you, this show has been so cool because I've been having on doctors like you. I've had a bunch of sex experts and sex therapists come on, and they get real raunchy and crazy. But the audience, but in a very if there's possible to be raunchy and professional, it's been mind-blowing. But I think Black women in particular are very hungry for knowledge when it comes to our bodies and our sexuality. And for so many years, we've been shamed about the way we feel about things. And I think talking to you all and others gives people the freedom to embrace their bodies and love up on themselves, be healthy and be responsible, but to also know that sex is a very healthy thing.
Yes, destigmatize it.
Lots of it. Lots of sex. Clear out all that stuff up in there. Just go get you some.
Yes.
And you know what's cool is, because I know Dr. G is Ghanaian, and Dr. C, you went to Ghana a couple months ago. The two women that we have coming up next are African Americans from the U.S. that decided to pack their bags and just move and go internationally to find love of self and love of lots of to date and have fun with lots of beautiful men. And I think that it's just cool to see that Black women are really embracing their sexuality, traveling and doing all this amazing stuff. So I think I'm gonna make sure though, before I go on my next international trip, I come get some laser surgery on my cootie cat. Wellness.
Love it.
Africa could be very happy to meet me. But thank you all so much for coming. I hope people really participate in their reset for the spring, this virtual open house. And like I said, if you're feeling up to it, go now. Go get an infusion. Get a vitamin B shot. Find out about the other services, especially for those of you all that have been eating so many snacks and everybody's complaining to me about how much weight they've been gaining. So we need to all make a visit to Quench Wellness. Ladies, I thank you so much. Please stay safe while you all are out here healing the world and taking care of people, especially Dr. G, you're in the throes of an emergency room every day. So I'm continually praying for you. But I'm so happy that people that are going to get services can look and see a woman like you there holding their hand and helping them while they're healing. So God bless you both.
Thank you.
And I'll see y'all really soon. I definitely will see y'all soon. I miss Quench Wellness very much. I miss you too. Okay.
All right.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Cheers. Oh yeah, cheers. Cheers.
Oh, yeah. What are y'all drinking? What were you drinking?
I'm drinking this Portuguese wine.
Ooh,
it's really good. Yes, girl. With some whole food. It's really good though. It's light and a little sweet and sparkly. It's good.
Yes. Dr. C, what you drinking?
Middle Sister Moscato.
Excuse me. Okay. That's got that doctor money. That's what I'm talking about. A young Black woman owns this company on the South Side called Creative Click.
Ooh.
Yeah. She mixes your drinks up and then she'll deliver them to you.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Like
yeah. Yeah, so it's really good. And technically, I guess I'm supposed to be pouring this in a little cup and looking cute like y'all, but I'm just drinking out the bag.
Nice. Well,
this looks like an infusion pack.
It
does look like an infusion pack.
Goodness. All right, ladies. Thank you. Right. If you all have any questions for the doctors, feel free to reach out to them from their website. You can always write me and I'll forward the messages along. I would love to have y'all back another night so we can talk a little more about sexual health. Yeah, one day soon when y'all are free and have time.
We're game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the women, we got questions. The men have questions too.
We're here for everyone.
Absolutely. Okay, ladies. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye. That was so cool. How are y'all feeling? You watching? Yes, honey. The Black girls, the Black doctors are doing it, baby. That's so awesome. Doesn't that make y'all feel good? And their wellness center is so beautiful. Okay, now look, y'all got y'all drinks. We about to have a juicy conversation, baby. Listen, like you know, the theme of the show is directors, and like I said, I had a film and TV director, and then I had the doctors that are directing us towards our health. Now we're gonna really get into women that are leading the path and directing other Black women's paths towards just freedom and loving and accepting themselves and living their best fucking lives and having a good time. Look, I had to be on my best behavior with the doctor. As you notice, when doctors come on, I bring it down a bit and I'm very sweet. But with these ladies, we about to kick it. Now listen, a while back, I joined a Facebook group called Sisters That Travel and Date. And I'm just thinking, oh, that's so cute. This is an organization about Black women, getting a passport and going somewhere and just going on a trip with their girlfriends. Baby, we get in this group and it is when I tell you, it is one of the most fascinating Facebook groups that I've ever been in. But it is not for the faint at heart or judgmental folks and people that are not open-minded. So if you are a Black woman, I'm sure they probably let Latinas and the white girls in too. But the overall feeling is about Black women embracing their uniqueness, packing a bag, bitch, getting on a flight, honey, and traveling and seeing the world and not giving a fuck about what people think about what you do. And while they're over there, they're dating. They're making Tinder profiles. They're doing other dating sites, and they are dating internationally, meeting these men. Some are just going on cool dates to get some fettuccine and a little wine. Others are getting their backs blown out by these fine ass Italian and African and brilliant and Brazilian and Jamaican and Korean, everything you think of. But we are some freaks up in this group. But what I mean by freak is not doing something that's just distasteful or crazy. The women in this group are not following the norm. So I'm gonna bring two women. First, the founder of the group, one of my Facebook friends, Latrice Williams. Let me bring Latrice up. Where are you, Miss Latrice?
Hi, how are you, Erica?
How are you?
Good.
And let me bring up Renee. We're about to have a good time.
Hello.
Renee,
hi, Erica. Hi, Latrice.
How are you, Miss Renee?
I'm great. I'm great.
Y'all are so beautiful.
Oh,
okay, so listen. Renee is actually in Brazil right now, right?
Yes.
And Latrice is in Italy.
Yes.
Y'all, this is great. So what time is it in Italy right now?
It is 6:21 a.m., Erica. I had to get up early for you. Really early because I had to beat my face. So I needed time for that. I saw you drinking wine. I just had espresso.
Right. Oh my God. I thank you. And wait,
no
now
problem.
what time is it in Brazil?
It's 1:21 a.m.
Oh my God. So it's not too bad. You're about 2 hours ahead of me.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But I do have to say, I'm one of them ladies that had my back broken out.
Your back blown out, honey?
Blown out in the group.
Listen, a lot of people in that group have had, and I think that is a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
It is a beautiful thing. I want to remove my little thing I have down at the bottom. Give me 1 second here. But we should be getting backs blown out. We should be having a great old time. And what I would just say this: most people don't have the guts to just step out and get on a flight and just go and live their life and do what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
And I know even with Renee, you had no plans on living in Brazil. You went there on a trip and have just stayed, honey.
Yeah.
Has it been?
Let me tell you. So when I left the States in 2009, and I was gonna do, I took a sabbatical. I was a psychotherapist. So I was able to close down my private practice, and I was like, I'm taking a year off. And my plan was to just go to India and then Argentina so I could learn Spanish. And I had a friend of mine was like, yo, Renee, you need to come to Brazil. She's like, there's some fine brothers here, nice Black community. What you doing in Argentina? You need to leave Argentina. So I was like, all right. It was 2 weeks before Carnival. 2011, I got there. Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God. I ain't never looked back.
Oh my God. That is amazing.
It was heaven. Oh my God.
Wow. And
I almost broke my neck several times. Like,
right. Just looking. Are you serious? Yeah. And I need to hear more about their back being blown out too. Now, Latrice, you are in Italy. What made you, now you're a real estate agent, right?
Well, yeah, I'm primarily an investor, but I do keep my license as well. But what happened for me was in 2015, I went through this really bad breakup in the States. And one of the things I did to kind of get over it was I started traveling. And it got to the point where, you know how like when you come back into the airport, you fly into O'Hare, because I'm from Chicago, and the pilot would say, okay, we're on our final approach. You'll be in, we're about to land. And my heart would drop. Every time I was coming back from a trip and I was returning home to Chicago, my heart would drop, that I was just depressed. And then I thought, why do I live somewhere that makes me sad to go back to? And the relationships and the dating part is a huge part of it, but it really was just about me being able to live this 3-dimensional life. And, life has all of these pieces. Like, you want to feel safe, you want to feel fulfilled, you want to feel loved, you want to feel purposeful. And I wasn't able to hit all of those marks when I was in Chicago. Primarily in this, at least my experience, and some Black women have a different experience, but in my experience, I was not having a really good time dating. Like, it was hard. I would meet people, and I did all the stuff. I went to an HBCU. I did all the National Black MBA stuff, and all the Alpha and the Kappa stuff, like all the rooms you're supposed to be in. I was in those rooms, and these dudes didn't pick me when I was 21. They weren't going to pick me at 35. So, and that's okay. They should get what they want too. I'm not trying to convince people to be with somebody that isn't for them. But once I was able to kind of go and start traveling, I began to experience men abroad that were like, wow, you're an African-American woman. And it wasn't just about sex. It was like, can I take you out? Can I show you my city? Can I take you for a coffee? This is the best place to get some pasta. I mean, of course they're going to try to have sex as well, but it was just a lot of effort and excitement to get to know us. And so, it was, that piece of my life had definitely been missing. And not just that, I mean, even when I say you want to feel safe, especially with all this craziness that's going on now, it is, there are no guns here. So, that's something I'm never really thinking about or worried about. I know that, I'm not going to get shot. And so there is that piece as well. And just like the community part. And it was, people always ask me, like, why Italy? And it wasn't Italy specifically. It was more that I didn't want to live in the States. Italy was just the path of least resistance. Every time I would travel, I would meet people from here, and they would always invite me back. Like, hey, when are you coming back to Europe? So you should hang out in Rome. You should hang out in Rome. I was meeting friends. I was meeting guys. And it was just like, it was just the easiest way. And I wasn't, as I've become an expat, I've met Renee, and I've started to meet other Black people and other people, period, that have kind of like this, not that Renee does, but have this nomadic thing where they're like traveling here and they live here for 4 months, then here for 3 months. I brought my dog. I wanted to just kind of like settle down and nest. And this was just the place that ended up presenting all those opportunities for me.
And listen, I'm not going to lie. Let's just keep it real. I hear that the men in Italy love Black women. And I heard time and time again, it's not just 1 or 2 Black girls that have gone over there. I mean, in the hundreds that I meet, and they're like, oh my God, girl, go to Italy. They're going to treat you like a goddess. And I'm like, really? This is the thing. I've always, and I know that there are crazy, fucked up men everywhere. You can find liars, whatever. It's just in Italy, the accent makes their lies probably sound a little better than anywhere else. But I never wanted to be one of those women that was like, oh, I'm not having success dating Black men in particular in the US. So I'm a start just dating white boys because they're so much better. They're the answer. Because I have white girlfriends and I have friends that have dated men of all races. And they always say you can find a nutcase or an asshole in every race and ethnic background. But I do think that many of the things and qualities about Black women that people in the US might say they don't like, I feel like men of other cultures across the board have more of an appreciation for it. Like even with me, I tend to date a lot of Caribbean and African men. For some reason, they love me. And let's keep it because I'm a plus size girl or whatever it is. And they tend to be into the juiciness of it all. I mean, they're still black men. The men I dated from Cuba and Puerto Rico are black men, and they like my my personality. Whereas somebody here that's American born, sometimes I get a little slack for being a little too outgoing, a little whatever.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is in particular with dating men overseas? Could it just be your Americanness and your the fact that you're very confident and a woman that's a leader that they're turned on to, or is it purely just because you black?
No, well, there are a couple things that you said there. I think one is it's not just about race. It's culture is a huge part of it. The country is a huge part of it. The language, all of those things kind of make the experiences unique. I didn't have a lot of success with white men in the States. I feel that again, my experience in the States, because it's so segregated and racism is so kind of entrenched in everything, it's hard for, even when you meet a really nice white guy, it's hard for him to really detach from all of the things that he's seen in the media and his life experience to have him have this certain set of beliefs about black people. But because like there are fairly recently in Italy, there are black immigrants or African immigrants. They don't have as much of a form of basis. Because in the States, it's like racism is in everything. It's in the policy, it's in housing. That's not a part of the life here. So I feel like a lot of preconceived notions that men had, and some of them did. I mean, people always say, "Oh, you're just a fetish." I mean, there are men that do that, but then there are men, and there are black men in the States that just want like a video chick. So all of that is what it is. Yeah. So it because there's this kind of different cultural experience that they're coming from, and when people say, "Oh, Italian men love black women," Italian men love women.
Women.
Women, period. Purple, black, orange, polka dot. If she got some boobies and a butt, he's gonna try to holler at her. Yeah. And so the culture is aggressive. So men, like in the States, I always feel like if a guy liked you, if he really likes you, he's still like gonna wait to text you, and then he's gonna wait to call you, and then you're going out like 2 weeks after he meets you, and he's really pacing it to try to seem like he's not really all that, like being interested is seen as a negative thing. Right. Here,
you have to try to seem cool. And not pressed.
Right. Absolutely. And so here, and in a lot of cultures that I've seen, because I live here, but before I moved here, I was going to different places and meeting and dating guys in different countries as well. What happens specifically here is there's this aggression. If a man sees you and he's interested in you, he's going to say something. Yeah. And if he says something, he's going to pursue you. And it's never this question of, does he like me? I think he might. No, he's letting you know. And so that's why I think black women come to Italy and feel like, oh, the men love black women. No, they love all women. You just happen to be black. And you think because men in the States don't give you the same type of attention that it's because you're black. No, it's because these men are aggressive and they don't see race as it's kind of more like, oh, she has blonde hair, she's tall, she's short, she's black. It's just another defining characteristic. There's racism is a thing. It's not like people don't see it, but I don't think it's as big of a thing as it is in America. It is everything in America. Like when I would tell people about the way black people would respond to Barack Obama, they never understood that. They're like, but he's the president. And I'm like, but he's black, but he's the president. So it's just different. So that has been my experience. I don't know if Renee wants to add.
Yeah, Renee, I want to know about Brazil because when we go, and especially Brazil is the majority of the Brazilian people are of African descent, right? So let me ask you though, how are they over there? Because listen, I know from my experiences dealing with men of African descent in the Caribbean and the men that I've dated mainly from West Africa. I have dated some East African men as well, Ethiopia and stuff like that. But they overall tend to be a lot more aggressive than Black American men, or because I've never dated anything other than Black American men in America. And I like it. I like the understanding that he likes what he sees. He's going for it. And there's no question about it. Where I do feel like culturally American men and African American men feel the need to not press too hard, like Renee said, not come off like they're thirsty, not pretend like they're as into you as they are, and play these games where you don't really see that with a lot of men of other cultures. But what about, I've never dated a Brazilian man. I would love to learn some Portuguese though, honey, but
oh yeah. Oh,
but tell me what's going on in Brazil, and are they good in bed? I want to know, are they good in bed? I want to know where the best dick is wherever, so I can book my flight when this Corona shit is all over.
Salvador de Bahia. But when Latrice was talking, I was thinking that same thing, that Brazilian men are very aggressive in that sense too. Or I normally say assertive. So you know what they think. Like literally, I could be walking down the street and a guy will come up to me and he's like, hey, beautiful, you know, next thing you know, he's like trying to come to your house or inviting you back to his house or to his hotel, like the same day, like literally. So there's no beating around the bush, you know, trying to play games, you know exactly what they're feeling. And just real quick, I wanted to touch on Italy as well, because I went to Italy and that's when Latrice and I met personally. But it was just so funny because normally when I travel, I'll get on like couch surfing or something to connect with people, meet different people. And so there was a guy I had been talking to on couch surfing, and I'm like, I'm getting into Italy. He's like, I can come pick you up from the airport and, you know, and like take you to where you're staying. So they were like just super nice. I was like, I think I sent Latrice a message. I was like, should I trust this? I don't know. I don't know how these guys are. They crazy? Like, you know, but, and actually, I didn't have him come pick me up, but I went to my place and I did have him come pick me up later, and he took me to the beach. So he took me that day to the beach, and it was nice. And I think it was that same night, later that night, that's when we all met up for dinner. And then we just spent the whole weekend together. I was staying at another place, but I spent the weekend with him, and it was just amazing. It was great. Like there was no questions, no like, you know. And I felt like, I think it was the other thing I noticed with the Italians before I go into Brazil is that he was already saying, I love you. And I was like, what is that? Like, what is that? Like, you don't even know me. I damn sure don't love you. I like you, this is cool, but, and I think we want to have that conversation that the Italian men, do they say that quickly? I feel like you were saying that they just love to love.
Well, yeah, no, okay. So the language comes into play with that, because there aren't as many ways to say that you are interested in a person. So you'll say that you're like, you love somebody or you hate them. They don't have all this, well, we're kicking it, we're hanging out. So even if you have a boyfriend, my boyfriend is my fianzato, which is like your fiance, and your fiance is your fianzato. So they don't have like all these levels of dating, but then everything, it really is all or nothing. Even when somebody breaks up, you say that the story ended. You don't say you broke up. So because the language kind of lends itself into these kind of bigger ideas, I think that's what ends up happening. So if someone says, and it's genuine though, it's not like they're BSing you. In the moment, they're like, ciao bella. I mean, they really think you're beautiful. And, you know, like a tesoro, my treasure, my love. And it's like, it's a genuine thing, but you know, tomorrow he's loving someone else. Right. And but it doesn't mean that moment, it's not this real genuine kind of feeling. So as a woman, it's very heady, it's intoxicating, because because especially coming from the States, not just in the States, but like the States, the UK, Australia, a lot of these kind of kind of more rigid societies where people don't show a lot of emotion. When you come from that, when you come from Germany and you meet an Italian man, you're like, oh my God, this is awesome. If he thinks you're pretty, he's gonna tell you all the time. You know, my boyfriend now.
In Brazil too. And that's the same in Brazil too. Like I think what you were saying, like they don't have the differences in those languages so much.
Yeah.
So like the men here, they'll be like, "Eu sou apaixonado para você," which is like, I'm passionate for you. And
Right.
you know, and they really mean it, but then tomorrow could be another woman, you know? And so it's like, but they mean it at that time. And it's like the energy is so great. So like when I first moved here to Brazil my first year, I think I went crazy. And I was telling my friends, I was like, yo, you know, you can have sex here every night with a different guy if you wanted to. I'm not saying that I'm doing that, but I'm saying that's a strong possibility that if you want that. And it's like, so, and they really truly are passionate about you. Like they love women. They love women no matter what size, what shape. They just love women. And so when you're walking and they come up to you and they compliment you, like I've had so many men just be like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. And I love your bald head." And like, they're genuine about it. They're not like, and this is my experience. I know that there's other women that experience other things, but a lot of women who come here will say the same thing. Like they really feel like the men will just like compliment you and it's sincere. It's not necessarily that they're trying to get you in bed. Like they see your beauty and they want to express it. They want to tell you how beautiful you are and how they feel about you, you know?
Yeah. And I honestly feel the same way even for myself when I travel and go places. Because the US has such a history of bias based on race or complexion, type of hair, body size. And when you're a Black woman, body image is more than just what size you are. It is what complexion you are, what texture of the hair. Body image for us is a lot of things. So I find that historically, you know, there's a standard of beauty that's here in the United States, many of it based in racism.
Oh yeah.
And sizeism and all these isms. So I will honestly say I do think that I am a very beautiful woman. There are times I'm like, I'm fine as shit, right?
Erica, if you went to South Africa or West Africa, they would not leave you alone. I'm telling you, girl. If you went to South Africa, you would not be able to walk because those men will be proposing to you. What I say to women is you need to be in the room where your audience is. And if you're a thicker sister, particularly your complexion, because there's some colorism in a lot of the countries in Africa. So being lighter brown and you're a thicker woman, I'm telling you, Ghana, you would be married with 10 cows in like a week.
With 10 cows.
What's the dowry? How many cows?
You're not just like somebody that is like you could get a man. Like you would be desirable. Like you would be the woman they're chasing.
So you would get 10 cows. I'll get 1 cow.
You get 1 cow.
I'm chocolate, so I get like a half a cow or something. But in Italy, it's different. Italy is different. They do like the darker skin.
I saw it on National Geographic one time. I think it was somewhere maybe with the Maasai tribe or somewhere deep in East Africa where part of the wedding ritual was the woman had to go and be put away and they would feed her a milk over a couple months that would make her gain weight. Well, baby, I'm already that size. I don't need no damn milk.
You don't need no help.
I'm already there. I ain't got no cows and no chickens and nothing, but whatever. I think, but I was gonna say,
a blue passport. It's the same thing.
Okay, I got.
You're American.
There's I definitely will say, because I want to be clear about this, because I don't want people reading into this like, oh, she don't love herself or she's got whatever. All women, all different ways, have different self-esteem issues or things about them that have made them have some struggle with some issues. But with me in particular, I do find that international men across the board receive me in a totally different way than Americans do, and especially Black men. And I think just a sidetrack for a minute, the stereotype is like, oh, Black men love big women. They love big women. what people like sometimes even behind closed doors is the same thing they like in the world. And even now, I have a lot of male admirers. I have men that are calling and wanting to get up, and people write me and those kind of things. I don't really put my business out there who they are. People would be very surprised the type of men here in America that you approach. But I do find that when I'm with men of other cultures, they don't come with those issues. So tell me where to fly to, because I'm ready. And I think because they're not smelling so much pollution and eating green vegetables and shit, their sexual potency is better in other places too. They're not eating all these synthetic ass crunchy and flaming hot and drinking drinks and shit that were not really made for human consumption. So they're more virile and strong. It's some good ass dick in other countries, ladies.
And I think also with being in Brazil, with them being so passionate, they bring that passion into their lovemaking. And so they don't have all these hangups. They're like, they really feel you. They feel your body. They connect you. In Salvador, they have this thing that they call cheiro when they smell you. And it was like, I remember the first time a guy was like, oh, I want to smell you. And he's like, I'm like, what the hell is he doing? But it was like the fuck? But when I thought about it, I'm like, dogs, they smell you. Cats, they kind of smell you, right? It's an animalistic thing to connect. To, really connect you. And so that's what they do. And they're connecting and they're smelling you. And they're taking all of you in, their senses. So when you're making love, they're just so passionate and they're feeling it, and it just makes it better. So it's like the same thing, right? Like, girl, if you sucking dick, right?
Yes.
And so I know if you're like, okay, he wants me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. You just
right.
It.
Like, here we go.
God's gonna be like, okay. But if you're like, oh my God, I love this dick and it feels so good, and you're like, and you're putting your energy like, oh my God, I love the taste, I love the smell, and you're looking in his eyes, right? You see that difference. He's gonna be like, right? And it's the same thing when you're making love to a Brazilian man who's just like so passionate, and he's smelling you, and he's feeling you, he's touching you. It's like, like, oh my God. How can that not be good?
Girl, I'm going to Brazil.
Erica's booking a flight as soon as all this lifts. But for me, it was kind of like the opposite.
You got a man.
Well, no, it was like the opposite because it was slightly the opposite, because I was meeting so many men that when I was in the States, I almost felt like I was performing more. Like I would do, like when you're like, okay, let me do this thing. Like it was like I felt like I had to try harder, and I would do things that I didn't necessarily like. I wasn't really wanting to do, like it was more like a chore, but. I was meeting so many different types of men here. What I learned, first of all, is dating is a skill, and it takes practice. And I was not getting enough practice. And so once I got here and I was just meeting men over and over and over again, I wasn't putting up with anything I didn't want to put up with. I wasn't dealing with anything I didn't want to deal with. And then sexually, I wasn't going to experience anything that I didn't want to experience sexually. I wasn't like, if I didn't feel like it, I wanted to, and because in the States, I'm gonna just keep it real. I ended up, just acquiescing because it was like, well, if I don't do this thing, then, this guy won't like me, or he won't like me the way I want him to like me, and blah, blah, blah. But my stock price was so high here. I mean, I dated actors, and my current boyfriend is an artist, and I was, doctors, and just beautiful men, and just like some of everything. So I never got to this place where I felt like I had to settle for in any kind of way. And when you get to, like, my ego got really big. So when you get to that point, I always joke that I'm a little bit more of a pillow princess now, because, well, I don't have to do as much as, I do stuff because I love my partner, but it's not like I'm doing something because, I feel like I have to, and that was like this, I came from this place of scarcity in the States, because I think with African-American men, so many women want them. If he's got his stuff together and he went to a decent school and he's like making $50,000 a year.
He don't have to even have his shit together, Latrice. He don't have to have his shit together.
But if he really has it together, because then the white girls are, when he really has it together, the white girls, the Latinas, the Indian girls, like, they're all on him. The boys. And so, because they have so much attention, I don't think that they're like in this bad space. It's just that it's just like what I say about, well, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. Those brothers aren't dealing with anything they don't want to deal with. And if a woman is slightly less than perfect, he's not going to deal with her. And a lot of them don't want to commit because there's always another girl. And I get it. Like, I completely understand that, but I'm not going to deal with it either. Right. So that was my experience there. And compared to here, it's just been like, you know, it's like my cup runneth over. So it was a lot more opportunities to kind of connect with people. And the more that I practiced dating, the more people I met, the more I learned about myself and what I needed and what I wanted. And I think what ends up happening too in the States is Black women, not more so than any other race of woman, they partner in a way where they just want somebody, and they don't get somebody that they, you know, get along with, that feeds their soul, that they're physically compatible with, that they're sexually compatible with. But because I was having so many experiences here, I never felt like that. I felt like, you know, okay, if like I'm going to get what I want and I don't have to settle. And that was just completely different experience than what I had in dating in Chicago.
Well, you know, my experience in the States were actually completely different. So it's interesting. I think because I've always kind of just had that, I've always had sexual energy. And so even when I was, so I grew up in New York, and then I moved to Florida. But even in New York, like in junior high school, the boys would always be like, "Oh, you flirting with me," and she's flirting. And for me, I wasn't necessarily flirting because I wasn't interesting, but that was just, and I didn't realize that I had that energy. And then I moved to Florida for high school, and in high school, like guys, like it was just so weird. Like guys were always trying to date me, but I wasn't interested. Like I wasn't interested in dating. Like for me, I don't know, like my focus was on, even though I had the sexual energy, my focus was on schoolwork. But then I also had this kind of like Catholic guilt because my parents were Catholic. And I was like, I gotta wait till I get married. So, you know, I didn't want to do anything. And I was just like, but men were always attracted to me. And I think because I think I had this good balance of being flirtatious, but then not really being interested. So it would make them want me more. And then once I started dating, men were just always after me, but they would be like, well, I can't tell how you feel. And I was like, well, whatever. Like, I like you. Obviously, that's why I'm dating you. But I wasn't like, I was just being me, naturally me. And I don't know. I just wasn't really into like, I was very sexual. So I like being open, and I didn't want to be like tied down. And so I didn't just want one person. And so for me, it came off as being nonchalant. And I think because men love the chase, they love going after.
You weren't interested. It gave them the feeling that you were the prize, and they wanted to work harder to. I mean, I'm not a dating expert or relationship expert, but I am pretty much every guy's best friend. I'm one of those girls that always have hung with a crew of guys, and I have a lot of great male friends. And I see the difference between the women they chase and don't is not because one was prettier or taller or body was better. A lot of it just had to do with simply the confidence the woman exude and the work that you put into it. I mean,
and not even caring. Unfortunately, it's not even caring as well. And so, you know, and that was my situation. And I was like, okay, I need to work on myself, because why am I not like wanting to be in a relationship? Why am I not like the typical woman wanting to get married and have kids? You know, and so that's when I decided to leave, to just work on myself. And I was like, you know, I need to focus on me, love me, and take care of me, and like figure out what's going on. And, you know, in that whole process, I realized not marriage is for everybody. Not everybody wants to get married and have kids. No, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And
whoever you are, it's okay to be who you are. And I think a lot of women, and specifically Black women, are shamed into having a certain kind of way they present their sexuality. Sometimes you can be shamed when you're a sensual being. But but we don't have much more time. I definitely want to get in. If both of you all can quickly give me 3 tips each on if a woman is ready to venture out, pack the bags and go. Not some because they want to travel and just have fun and get the best dick that there is across the planet. Others that want to find love of self, like Renee was saying, she was trying to love her more and decided to leave this place and go elsewhere. But both of you all had that feeling of not being as fulfilled here in the States and knowing that there was a bigger world out there for both of you.
Yes.
What do we do? How do we get started? What steps do we take? How, if I ain't never been nowhere before, ever outside of my 6-block radius of my zip code. First of all, what the hell? How do I even pick where I go? Do I have to know the language, or is it just the language of love that I need to know? Like
you need to know the language of love.
Give me your 3 quick things that if a woman is right now, like, you know what, goddamn it, after this bitch Corona is done, I'm up out of here and I'm on my way going somewhere. Where do you go?
I think it really doesn't matter, honestly. Well, let me backtrack. It depends on who you are. So when I say knowing your audience, I'm a dark-skinned Black woman. And in Italy and in Europe, that's desirable. And I've had light-skinned Black women tell me, you know, they don't like me as much. And it is what it is. So I do well here. But I would never go to like South Africa because of colorism and stuff and apartheid. Being darker skin, having darker skin is not as desirable there. So it just depends on who you are. So like being me, anywhere in Europe, Erica, I would tell you to go somewhere like West Africa, Ghana, South Africa, maybe Brazil. And then, you know, kind of if you're looking to meet people, so you need to know who you are and where the men are that respond to you. And then the biggest thing is just kind of to let the fear go. You cannot be afraid. Yeah. You can't be afraid to go somewhere. You can't be afraid to meet people. People always ask you if they're in the States, like where, like, do you feel safe? Is it safe there? Are you safe? Are you safe? I'm safer anywhere else in the world. I promise you, unless they are at war. Because the guns just do not exist here like they do in other places. The mentality is different. I went on a date when I first got here, and this guy took me to a park, like it was a little park next door to where I was staying. Mm-hmm. And I was paranoid. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, you hear that? What's that? What's that? He's like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
But in Chicago, if you're somewhere at 2 o'clock in the morning and at a park, and if you die, people will be like, well, what'd you think was going to happen? Right. You at the park at 2 o'clock in the morning. You must have went to get killed.
What kind of respectable woman? Ain't nothing open after 1 in the morning, but open legs. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So you can't be afraid of meeting people, of experiencing things, of going places. So the first thing is to know who you are and what room is the most beneficial to you, like what city is going to have men that respond to you. The second thing is letting go of the fear. And the third thing is to just go. Because with Corona, everyone's like, oh, I should have done this. I should have did this. When people ask me like, how are you? I'm great. I live where I want to live with the person I want to live with in the apartment I want to live in. And so I'm you know, the whole thing sucks what's going on in the world, but in my home, I'm happy. But so many people are in these lives that they're not happy in. So you can't, you know, you don't want to put everything off so that you got to wait, you know, until the end of an epidemic or a pandemic to experience life. Like it should have been happening before. So I think the thing that I hope a lot of people come away with from this experience, this global experience, is do not wait, because tomorrow isn't promised. And you never know when you'll be stuck in a life that you didn't want to be stuck in. And I think a lot of people are kind of in that space now where they're like, you know, this isn't what I wanted, but I can't leave this for whatever X amount of time. So A, know where you need to be and where men respond to you and go to that place. B, do not be afraid. And C, go.
Just go. And you know what? First of all, that was beautiful, Latrice. And let me just tell all the women watching, the men too. A lot of dudes watch my show. And I was so surprised when I was creating this show. I was like, my target demo is Black women, because I wanted something fun for us to kick it and have a good time and laugh, get over all this craziness. Now, mind you, everyone is welcome and everybody has a great time watching my show, but there's stuff that we're dealing with that's our stuff that I wanted to have a platform where we can discuss it. But no matter where you are, ladies, know what your audience is, what your target audience, what your target demo is, and where the people are that are going to love you and accept you the most, and maneuver in those rooms. Going where you're not going to be understood, loved, respected, and treated like the queen that you are is a no matter if you're in the US or beyond. But I definitely think I have taken stock of who I am. You got to strip butt naked, right? And look in the window and take notice of flaws and all, everything. I know every bump, ripple, stretch mark, bullet wound, knife mark, cigarette burn that's on my body. And be honest, strip down to the core of you and be honest of what you have and what you bring to the table and offer to the world. And whatever it is you offer, and there's somebody ready to eat it. So
literally.
Yes.
Whoever is ready to eat some, my stripper name is Miss Pound Cake in my head. Whoever likes eating pound cake wants me. If you like red velvet or German chocolate, I might not be what you're looking for. But if you like pound cake, if you like pound cake, come and get a lick and a taste. And I'm at a place right now when it comes to career, as well as personal life. I'm gonna go where I am served. I'm sitting at tables where I will be served and treated to the highest level of amazingness. I'm not going no more places where they don't fucking want me there, where there's a sign on the door that says Erica's not welcome. I'm not doing it anymore. So thank you for that. Now, Renee, what do you say? What's 3 tips for the girl that's watching this right now? Like, you know what? We got about another 2 months good of this quarantine shit, and I'm gonna get online tomorrow and start looking for places to go. What do you say?
Just do it too. Just do it. So so I went to India first, and that first time, like, it was just so difficult. Like, things kept coming up. I had my house. I had to do repairs. Like, it just felt like it was never going to happen. So finally, I chose a date. I said December 31st, 2009. It doesn't matter what's happening. I'm on the plane because I wanted to start my new year, 2010, in India. And things kept coming up, but I was like, fuck it. I don't care. I just went on that day. So that leads me to number 2. My mantra is fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Just do it. Yeah, because there's always going to be some naysayers. There's always going to be like somebody worried. Oh, you shouldn't do this. Got to be careful. Whatever, So it's like fuck it all. Do it.
Yes.
And listening to to Latrice and Erica, I agreed with doing your researching, knowing where you want to go. But there's also, you'd be surprised. Like, I went to India. Not looking for relationships, but just to work on me, and ended up having like 3 guys that I kind of dated in India. They were fine too. And
yes, and I love Indian men. I watched the Bollywood movies, girl, and listen, I would tell, like, there was this really cute Indian guy when I lived in New York. And I told him one day, I was like, I would love for you to dip your puri bread in my chicken korma. And he thought that was so funny. And we did end up exchanging numbers and getting to know each other. I never sealed the deal. He ain't let me hit it like I wanted to hit it. But he treated me. I love Indian food, and he treated me out a lot. And let me tell you, for me, my choice of even where I go vacation now is about whether I like the men there and if I like the food. The dick and food are important to me. So I love Indian food. I love West African food. I love Italian food. And I'm pretty sure when I get there, I'll love the penises as well. So I need to figure all this out. But go on.
And I would say the third thing is just connecting with people in groups. So what I do, because I do travel a lot. So my base is here in Brazil. but I've been to Italy. I've been all over South America, other places in Europe. I travel a lot. And one of the things that I always do in these groups, whether it's Sisters Who Travel or Date, Novenas Travel Tribe, or couch surfing, I'm always sending messages, you know, connecting with people ahead of time. And in that way, I feel comfortable knowing that there's going to be someone there, you know? And so I'm already established connections. And then I get there, just like when in Italy, you know, I already had this guy who's like, I could pick you up from the airport, you know? So I established that. I know I'm going to get digged down by the time I get there. I know that it's going to go smooth.
Renee, look, you're going to be my kicking it, buddy. Because see, Latrice got a fiance Lele, whatever, however the hell you say that Italian. So she all tied up with, you know, all that beautiful pasta over there and all her meatballs. And she got her Italian sausage. You and me, honey, we need to hit these streets.
Well, listen, real quick, I gotta share this getting my back blown out story that wasn't Sisters Who Travel and Date. I had the picture on there. So another one of this is look. So one of the other sisters in Sisters Who Travel and Date, her and I, Jihan, right? We were in Brazil together. We decide to get an apartment together. So we go to this bar. This fine brother, he's a basketball player too here in Brazil. Tall, big, like beautiful, sexy. So, you know, next thing you know, he and I are like, we're sitting at the bar. Next thing you know, we're like kissing and shit. And then we go out, we all go dancing. So I said to Jihan, look, we're gonna go for a little bit. Y'all just take a little bit of time before you come back to the house. You know, give me some time. So we in the house, you know, we having some great sex, breaking my back, go take a shower. I hear the door opening. We're butt naked. Jihan comes back with another friend with her video camera on, the GoPro, talking about she trying to teach her friend how to use it. We both butt ass naked.
Butt naked.
He's huge, still hard, because we were just, you know, having sex in the bathroom. Hard. Opens the door, and he's just like with the towel going like this, drying his back. And Jihan is like, then we go upstairs because there was only one bathroom downstairs. So then we go upstairs. Jihan goes out to the balcony. She's smoking. Him and I, all you can hear is the bed going like this.
Bow. Fuck the shit out of you, girl.
All you can hear is and Jihan, didn't you hear Jihan downstairs turning the music up and she's smoking? She's like, damn, I wish I was up there right about now.
Oh, that's some good dick. When you hear your friend getting fucked, you like, God damn, that should have been me. Huh?
Yeah. She had her shot.
Right, and she passed up on it. Let me tell you.
Well, I wanted
she's gotten plenty, trust me. In Salvador, she just responded to one of them comments. Somebody wrote, where'd you got the best dick? And she was like, Salvador de Bahia in your group.
Are you serious, girl? I'm going to Brazil.
But this is the thing. One of the things you can do to prepare Erica is I forgot to mention this. So Tinder has this passport feature. And so what you can do is set it so that like to different cities. So like the last time I used this was when I went to Oktoberfest, like a couple of years ago now. And so before I'd even go there, I'm like going on there, like connecting with guys and sending messages and saying, I think when you do that, one of the things about men that I've found here is when you give them this sense of urgency, like I'm only going to be there for 3 days.
Yes.
You know, I'm only going to be there for 2 days. And then they are like on it and just see who's like, you know, and it's just like Renee said, can I pick you up at the airport? Can I take you to dinner? Can I show you, you know, can I be your tour guide? And these men are like, I mean, of course they want to have sex too, but they really are trying to date you. They're like, you know, really trying to get to know you. And so you can kind of preset that before you leave.
Well, let me ask you. I hate using the term devil's advocate, but I'm wondering, is there ever a time though that you feel that the ideas of Black women being hypersexualized, that's a stereotype here in the US that we've been stigmatized with from our days in slavery and stuff like that, that is crept over into other parts of the world, and that they think that Black American women are easy and sex starved and you can easily get us in bed? Does that ever cross your mind that could be what it is?
In Brazil, I don't think that's it.
Okay.
But I could see that in other parts of the world because yes,
Yeah.
Black women are over sexualized.
Yeah.
You know, but in Brazil, because you have majority of Black women anyway, it's
Right.
you know, the majority Black
Yeah.
culture. I think that they love women and they love women in general.
Yeah.
And they just
Well,
they're passionate.
What
Go
what
ahead.
happens here is you know, it's everything isn't as much about race. It's like you're foreign. So they
Right.
put foreign women all in one bucket. Like they put the white girls in the foreign bucket, the Asian girls, they're like, you're not from here. And they'll actually say that if a woman, I had a male friend that was dating a woman whose parents were from the Congo, and she looked like me. And he was like, she's Italian. I'm like, she's not Italian. He's like, no, she's from Rome. She's Roman. So it's not just the race part. It's the
Right.
culture. They're like, where is
Culture.
she from?
Yes. And
And
that's
so
yeah.
when you talk to, because there are, I mean, it is what it is. There are a lot of Nigerian women here who, I mean, they bring them here as like sex slaves to prostitute. They're like, if you're gonna
Wow.
come here, yeah, it's the thing. It's like they, like how they bring the Chinese girls to the States to do nails and they can't leave until they work it off or whatever. It's the same thing here where they'll bring them for sex. They're like, well, if you wanna get to Europe, you know, you wanna leave poverty, then you need to be a prostitute. So they force them into this life. And because there are a decent amount of African prostitutes, men will think that you're a prostitute if you're a Black woman. But the thing that's crazy is that when you talk to the girls, the white girls from the States or the white girls from the UK, they just are trying, they figure that they think that foreign women are easy because Italian culture is so rooted in Catholicism. Women are a lot more conservative.
Conservative,
So
yeah.
it's hard to get an Italian woman in the bed. You're gonna have to work. So if they work just a little bit less, they think you're easy. And so I joke with the white girls, like, you know, they think you're a slut. They think I'm a prostitute, which is worse because at least they try to pay us. So it's not always just about the racial part. It's all, you know, when you leave the States, it's race, it's culture, it's the language, it's the country of origin. People put all of these things in a big ball and make their assumptions about you versus in the States. If you meet somebody from Colombia, from Ghana, from London, from Chicago, from California, if they're Black, they're like, well, you're a nigga, you Black. They
Right.
don't say, well, you speak Portuguese and, you know, you speak French and, you know, you're Catholic and you're whatever. And they just put you all in this one bucket. But once you leave the States, people start seeing things beyond like just the racial part. But it is there. I mean, it is definitely there. People do think that, I mean, there are some people that think that Black women are easier, but it's not always just about the race. It's about just not being Italian, at least here.
Right. And it's so interesting because we know that in many ways, African American women, especially the ones that may even have more education and more worldly, tend to be very conservative with their sex and sexuality. So this idea that we just all out here nilly-willy twerking on every dick that we see, I know from doing this show in particular that the subjects and the things that I'm talking about are taboo. A lot of people are excited about it because we're having conversation with Black sex therapists and Black tantric experts and people like that that can shed light on the African American female experience with their bodies. So I know that we're not just out here everywhere. We just have this hunger, this sexual hunger and thirst that can never be quenched. I mean, Black women tend to be very conservative about a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I wanted to have women like you on that took the leap of faith, that went out there. And the fact that, you know, from Renee with your practice and what you're doing with tantric sex and being an expert in that, and then Latrice starting this wonderful Black Women That Travel and Date group, you all are truly directing not only your own path, but leading other women of color in particular down the road to really fully accepting themselves and who they are. And I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. And I just want to add real quick.
Yeah.
And I know we're running out of time, but this is why, I do my work with the Tantra, because it's even beyond just tantric sex, but women, Black women specifically, people in general, we hold trauma in our cellular memories. And so the cellular memories hold all of the trauma, the repression, the blockages, not just ours, but from our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors. And so with my work with Tantra, I do a lot of Tantric rebirthing meditations, active things to really release those traumas that's stored in our bodies so that you can actually be more orgasmic and have, because our bodies are multi-orgasmic, so you can have pleasure throughout your entire body. But for so many women, we're blocked, and especially, you know, our ancestors were beaten, were raped, you know, so we have all of that stuff inside of us. And so my work is really in large part releasing those traumas, releasing those blockages, and also helping you to be able to feel comfortable in your sexuality, being comfortable to feel pleasure, and knowing that we are sexual beings. We're all sensual, you know, we use our senses for everything. So, and it's okay. And so thank you, Erica, you know, first and foremost for having this forum so that people can come in and talk about these taboo subjects, because it is taboo. And with my work, because I do this work all over the world, I've done tantric seminars in Paris, in Ireland, in Dublin, here in Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Chile, Bolivia, and in the US. And in the US, the women that I've done it with are so much more repressed. Like, just to teach tantric massage, they don't want to take off their clothes. They want to keep on their bathing suits underneath. Everywhere else that I've taught tantric massage, people were comfortable with getting naked. Like, we were born naked. We're going to die. Like, I mean, if you're naked, what's so wrong about that? Like, to be able to see and connect to your body. But when I do these workshops in the US, there's so many hangups. But everywhere else around the world, I don't have to go through talking about, you know, getting people to feel comfortable to take off their clothes to learn how to do tantric massage. Like, we're not gonna go have sex or orgy. We just need to be able to see the body parts to do the massage. And after, they're like, okay, this actually felt really good. Like, it felt comfortable. Like, I didn't feel violated or anything like that. But it goes so much smoother in other countries. In the US, it's just like so many hangups. And so it's important for us, for American women and men, to have these conversations and start to open up and feel more comfortable with their bodies and with sexuality.
Absolutely. You know, ultimately, I'm not trying to force anything on anybody. I turned 46 in February, and now feel the most empowered and beautiful that I've ever felt. I'm my heaviest weight ever. I'm not necessarily where I want to be career-wise and financially wise. I have bigger dreams and goals that I'm really trying to reach, but I feel good and I really do love myself. And that's why I've realized it's time for me to step out and do what I want to do. I want to make the money I want to make. I want to fuck the men I want to fuck. I want to have a good time. I don't want to be constrained to the societal norms of what a woman like me should be doing, or what I should look like, or what size I should be, or what my hair should look like. Like, even coloring my hair pink has been a revolutionary act, and you wouldn't think it would be, but being from the Midwest, being from Chicago, and being a woman that I have a master's degree, I went to great schools. And even though I'm a comic, I'm still a professional woman in a lot of ways. I'm not supposed to look like this. I'm not supposed to be this size. I'm not supposed to be who I am. And I say, fuck it. I'm so tired of people telling me who to be and how to be. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. If you don't like it, you don't have to join in. And I want to see the world. I really think my husband, if I ever have one, I'm actually thinking maybe I'll have 2 or 3. I got a lot of life left. He might be. I like the men in London. Like, I love the accent.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And I love the black. And it not just even Idris Elba, because everybody loves Idris Elba. That's my baby. But he's my best friend in my head now because he has a wife, and I think his wife is gorgeous. So I feel bad lusting over a married man in that way, but there is another Idris in London right now, in Brixton somewhere, looking for me, and I can't wait to meet him. Like you said, maybe South Africa, whatever it is. I just know I'm gonna start picking some places on some maps, and I'm gonna go. And I appreciate you all giving women the permission to get up and go and to just say, fuck it. And wherever you land, bloom where you're planted and have a great time.
Erica, just real fast.
Yeah.
Black women, Black American women, I think that, you know, in the States, because of like music videos, all we are just like these little pieces of woman. Like we're not supposed to be loved. We're just for sex. We're, you know, we're not supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be pick-me's and we're supposed to be ride or die. It is not about our own individual happiness. And once you get out of that first mental space where you think that that's the truth, but then second, the physical space of it. I was never as accepted in the United States as I have been in almost any country I've been to traveling. Wow. It is so liberating to just be, I feel freer. I feel just more, again, three-dimensional. For me, being in the US was claustrophobic, and men love you. They're like, they'll tell you you're beautiful. They'll want to date you. They'll want to spend time with you. And every Black woman that I know that wants to be this in Europe, this in Italy specifically, they're all in relationships. They're married. They're like, if you want it, it's there. And I know so many Black women in the States that have been wanting to be married for 20, 30 years, and it's never happened. And so if you want it, it's here. And it's just this way to just, you understand and realize that America has been lying to you, that you are desirable, that you are beautiful, that you are worthy, and that men in this world want to make you happy. And we deserve that. You know, we deserve to be wives and mothers and completely full women, functioning, protected. And you know, it's like, I feel like sometimes in the States they want you to still be like either a mammy or a Jezebel, or like you can't just be a woman that, you know, even you look at somebody like Cardi B, like you got to be ghetto, you got to be hard. I'm not dissing her, but like, why can't you just be like this soft feminine woman and still, you know, receive love and respect? And I did not experience that there like I have once I left.
Well, the thing is, and I don't expect you to answer it now. We can save it, table it for another conversation. I also wonder how much is it about, less about them accepting you and more about the fact that you found your tribe and you found your place where you're supposed to be. And in Italy, you are fully, honestly, openly accepting of yourself and loving of yourself there. And that's why a lot of this love and amazingness is flowing to you. Because I feel like the US is a place sometimes that does not create a space where women can love themselves fully.
Yeah. I think that's definitely the case, because I think once, like even for me, once I left and I came to Brazil, I got to become more comfortable with my skin and me being who I am and the choices that I make. And so I think that when you live in another country, it helps you to first really get to know yourself, to accept yourself and love yourself completely. And then you stop giving a fuck what other people think, you know? So I think that makes a difference. And I think that makes you more desirable, because a lot of it is energy based. A lot of it is energy. So if you're in a society where you're always kind of seen as negative or not good enough, or you have all of these bad things going against you, obviously your self-esteem is going to be down. It's going to be lower. You're not going to feel good about yourself. But then when you go to another country and you're made to feel like this beautiful goddess, my niece, she was 16, 17 years old. She came here to visit me in Salvador. You know, she went to this majority white high school, and the kids were like, you know, nothing. They didn't think she was beautiful. She's beautiful. But, you know, their idea of beautiful was white girls with long hair, so she didn't fit in. Came to Salvador, the men were like attracted, you know, like flirting with her, telling her how beautiful she was. She actually felt good. And she was like, Auntie, I want to come live here with you. Like, people find me beautiful here. Like, and I felt so bad. Like,
oh, it's horrible.
Like how could she not be made to feel beautiful? And she's beautiful. And I was like, that's it. Every girl needs to come to Brazil and realize how beautiful she is, you know?
Let me tell you something. The Southwest flight of Brazil, I'm about to give me a $30 ticket, baby, to Brazil.
Let me tell you, buy your ticket now because it's gonna be cheap. Buy it on whatever airline, American, Delta, because you can buy it right now for January 1st, February 1st for like $200 and some.
Right. Well, you know what, ladies? First of all, we could have this discussion forever, and I'm so happy that y'all are living abroad and loving your lives and being unapologetically Black and women and beautiful, and I'm so inspired by this, definitely. And even if I never get a chance to necessarily go and live abroad, which I hope I do, I really would want to. I definitely am going to do more to visit and see as much of the world that I can. Like I said, the food and the men are important where I go. So I'm looking for that. I want to say, we have somebody here, Stephanie, repeating what you said. Both of you all just said, just go. There's somebody here, Catherine, that's watching, said, I love this show. Be who you are every day, all day. I love that. Let's see, Catherine also, no, somebody else that said, oh, I guess it's Catherine again, said, no battle of the sexes. The sexes work together more harmoniously. And I agree that needs to stop being this battle. Let's see, somebody else wrote, who is this, Constance? Get your bags together. Don't miss the flight, Erica. Time to go. Yes, Constance.
Yes.
Let me just say, ladies, if you aren't, most of you all here are watching on Facebook. A lot of people are watching from YouTube. There's a Facebook group that Latrice is the founder of and is the main admin of it. It's called Sisters That Travel and Date. If you are an open-minded person that is or ready to break loose from the chains and want to be free and open-minded and have cool, casual conversations about dating and traveling abroad and sex, right? I mean, and let me just say, in this group, there's even a woman, there's several that I know there's one woman in particular that is a gay woman. She's a lesbian, but she enjoys having sex with what she calls lady boys. She likes having sex with transgendered women, and she calls lady boys. That's her term. But here she is, a lesbian that likes having sex. She goes to Thailand, she goes to other places, and she enjoys strapping on, baby, and doing her thing. Where there's other women there that are on the totally other end of the spectrum that are just having a hard time even wrapping their head around for themselves traveling and going somewhere and just being free to be who they are. But the point is that it's supposed to be a very open-minded environment, non-judgmental, judgment-free. So if you want to join, request to join, reach out to Latrice, say hello to her, but come in there and have a ball. And then also, I want to make sure you all tell the women how to contact you if they have questions or just want some feedback or advice, because I feel like you all are willing to show love in that way to help women out.
Yes. Well, let me say about Latrice's group first. Her group is amazing. So I met Latrice through joining her group, and you learn so much beyond just the traveling and the dating. Like, women will put questions, like serious questions that they're having with dating issues, and receive feedback, receive advice. So it's a great support, and I'm lucky to have found it. And through that, I got to meet you being in Italy. When I came to Italy, I was like, how could I not come and meet you, the founder of this group?
Right.
So thank you for creating that. That is awesome.
I love the group. And Renee, where can people get in touch with you if they want your services and want to get some counseling and therapy and help with their sexuality?
So my name here, Prandata Prem, that's my website, is www.prandataprem.com. That's PRANDHARAPREM. On Instagram, it's also Prandata Prem. And I have Sacred Soul Retreats because I lead retreats for women of color as well as couples, bringing y'all down to Salvador. So if you want to come on a retreat, you can. My Facebook is my name, Renee Adolphe. as well as I have my Prandata Prim on Facebook as well. So you can reach me any of those. I am available. I do coaching, sexuality and relationship coaching. I do tantric therapy. I was recently on Married at First Sight, season 10, episode 10, as the tantric couples therapist for Zach and Mindy. I'm mixing up their names, so you got to check it out. And I am available if you guys need any questions. I work a lot with releasing trauma, stress, getting you to open up, getting you to connect to your sexuality, and I help people in relationships improve their intimacy and connections. So you can see me at Prandata Prim Instagram or Facebook, or Renee Adolphe on Facebook as well, and my website, Prandata Prim.
And Latrice, anything? Thank you, Renee. Latrice, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, they can find me on I'm on Instagram, Sisters Who Travel and Date. And they can also find me on Facebook, Latrice Williams. Just send me an instant message. The group is actually secret, so you have to reach out to me. And then I will have to add you to it personally, and the reason we do that is we get really intimate, and for people to feel comfortable in that space, it has to be like some kind of process to be able to get into it. Also, we've been doing, since everyone's been on lockdown, we've been doing these virtual boozy brunches. So we're gonna have one later on today, and that's via Zoom. But you need to join the group. So, or send me a message. Again, I'm Instagram, Sisters Who Travel and Date, or Latrice Williams on Facebook. And then you can just find me that way. And then one of the other things that I'm doing as well is I'm doing relationship counseling, because, you know, one of the things that has happened and through this whole process of learning myself and discovering love, I'm in an amazing, beautiful relationship right now. And I would love to, or I've been working with women who kind of want to get to that space and understanding like the things they need to do to be in an actual relationship with somebody that they want to, that they like, not just that you love. You need to be with somebody that you like. And so I've been helping women discover that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's
beautiful.
awesome. Ladies, thank you so much for talking to me. And everybody watching, listen.
Thank you for having us.
You are more than welcome. And
Thank
everybody,
you,
just remember, if not now, when? If not you, who? If you want to go somewhere, once things are back to normal and you feel comfortable, pick your spot, book a flight, and just go. And let me say, I'm coming to see both of y'all.
Yes.
You better.
Yes. You can tell me where to stay and where to go. And because like I said, I love Italian food. So I know I'll love the men are beautiful. And definitely Brazil. I must say that my man of choice typically is a man of African descent. Now, hey, my future husband or whatever, or my future 2 or 3 husbands might end up being of European descent. I'm open to it. They could be from Spain or whatever, but it's something.
You need to go to Ghana. I can know in Ghana,
baby.
I'm telling you, it will change your life.
Yeah, I know. Dr. G that was on earlier from QUENCH Wellness she's from Ghana. And I have a lot of friends from Ghana. One of my close friends from Ghana will be on the show on Sunday. She's a designer. Her clothes are amazing. And she's making African inspired masks for the coronavirus. Her stuff is beautiful.
Awesome.
But men from West Africa love me, but I need to go. But I definitely wanted to know some people there. One thing with this show now, I'm going to be reaching out. Y'all are my first international guest. So thank you. And I'm going to be, I've already reached out to some people over in West Africa that are like travel experts that are going to help me put some things together. And I'm hoping that by the end of this year, I'll be able to organize a trip to West Africa, and people that view the show and that love me will come and we'll go together and have a good time.
Oh, they will. And you got to get jollof rice. Jollof rice.
Yes.
Ghana, the best.
I talk to somebody from Nigeria and then they want to fight you. They're like, no, Nigerian jollof.
No, I don't had jollof rice from Nigerians, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, Ghana, by far the best. By far.
Well, you know what? What I've learned though from research and talking to, you know, some of my West African friends, that supposedly jollof rice, the initial version of it was actually created in Senegal, from what everybody is saying, and then different variations. And it seems like the Ghanaians have mastered the art of making it. Right?
Yes.
It was definitely something rooted in French cuisine and over in Senegal, and I'm sure some Ghanaians and Nigerians are watching this right now and saying, "What's she talking about?" But from my research with historians, they've said that. I love Senegalese men too. I love Senegalese food, some yassa fish and some fatales, and it's just a problem. But
Eric, you making me hungry.
I know, right?
I'm sorry.
It's 2:30 in the morning here. She's gonna have me do some midnight munching.
Right, you get that breakfast. I haven't had lunch or dinner today, but it's 12:30 now, so I don't know. And y'all making me want some damn international dick. So y'all want the food. I want some damn dick from overseas. But thank you, ladies. I love you both. I hope you both will come back on again.
Renee, I would love to come back on again. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm actually going to have a show that is just a marathon of sex experts.
Yes.
So I would love for you to come on, because we've been talking about, I would love to. I have some women on, honey, saying some amazing things, and my audience goes crazy. But I definitely also am going to have another show that's full of Black women that are dating and relationship experts. And Latrice, I would love to have you come back and talk more about that. And thank you, ladies. Be safe where you are. I will keep you all connected on email, so I'm gonna definitely be in touch with you. And I thank you so much for being a part of my show.
Okay. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Love you. Love you both.
Bye. Bye, Latrice. Bye, Renee. All right, y'all. Woo! Long show. It's been 2.5 hours. My God. But I hope you enjoyed my show today. Once again, dealing with directors. I had Christine Swanson, the director of the Clark Sister movie that's coming out on Lifetime. It's premiering tomorrow, so y'all make sure y'all watch it and support Christine. Many of the team behind the scenes were African American women, so we got to show them love. And then I had Dr. C and Dr. G for QUENCH Wellness and the South Loop. And you definitely have to check out their services. Trust me on this. You want to do it, okay? And then lastly, Renee and Latrice having a very honest conversation about the love they're getting emotionally and sexually overseas. It gets no better than that. I promised you all a giveaway. And those of you, it's like 15 of y'all watching right now, I believe. Probably more than that. The way the system is set up, I don't get to see everything, but you all will get access to the giveaway. So there's this wonderful company called Nick and Bella Jewelry. Y'all see that? It's a Chicago-based company. It comes in this lovely packet. I got their business card right here. Nick and Bella. See that jewelry? Y'all see that? And then here's all their social media links. Nick and Bella Design. All right. Y'all see that? Do me a favor. This is one of the bracelets they sent to me, and they're going to send a winner one too. Yes, Hunty. Yes. Can't you see me over international in Ghana, getting me some, or over in Italy, getting me some good old dick and Italian sausage, bitch, with sauce on it, bitch, wearing this jewelry. Oh, I got some chubby hands. You know what they say about women with chubby hands. Anyway, they say we're smart. If you do me a favor, listen closely. Go to Instagram. Follow Nick and Bella Design. Go to Instagram and follow them. Also here on Facebook, share this podcast, share this episode. And when you forward it, hashtag Nightcap with Erica, hashtag Nick and Bella. Spell it like this, N-I-C-N Bella. Okay? So forward this show, share it, hashtag Nick and Bella and Nightcap with Erica. And I'm going to pick, today is Friday night's episode. We're going to do it again on Saturday at the end, and we're going to do it on Sunday, right? And the winner, I'll pick a winner next Monday or in time for the shows next week. And we will send you some jewelry. I promise you that. We already had winners for the sweatshirt that I had, the hoodie. We've had winners. Somebody won 3 of these from me. And the lipstick I'm wearing, Poise Beauty, somebody won this. I didn't announce the winners yet, but one of the winners has already been sent her stuff. But I'm on the next, maybe tomorrow I'll announce the winners. I don't know. I love you all. Thank you all for hanging in there. Y'all that have been here and hanging around. Remember, share the show. Make sure you hashtag Nick and Bella Designs because they want to give one of my lucky viewers. So if you're watching this replay, let me tell you what today's date is. Today is Saturday, April 11th. The show, we started on Friday. We've gone into Saturday. But you will have up until, if you're watching this, keep sharing this up until Monday, April 13th. No, Tuesday, April 14th. Keep sharing this episode until Tuesday, April 14th. And then I will pick a winner next week. Hope you learned a lot. Hope y'all had a good time. I really appreciate y'all watching my show. It was long today, but we had a lot of information. Tomorrow, everybody, Auntie Angel will be back to teach us how to properly suck dick. She's going to give us another way to do it. And she and fine ass Dr. Pierre Johnson, that's what I call him, fine ass Dr. Pierre. Dr. Pierre and Angel are both going to be here talking about the art of squirting and orgasm. So we're going to have a real juicy, nasty conversation tomorrow about orgasms and the way women's bodies are set up. So y'all want to tune in. You don't want to forget. Okay. And with that being said, I love you all. Thanks for hanging around so long. And I will see you soon tomorrow night. Be well and take care of yourselves. Hey, it's Erica from the South Side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov. It's Erica from the South Side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov.